right there, because for Nightmare, this is quite the determining match, right? Like, what do you think about Nightmare's performance so far?
Well, so far, I mean, yesterday we got to see them for quite some time, right?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
Yesterday, their match against Falcon and everything, and of course we'll see Falcon play later. But for Nightmare, I've been rather impressed, right? And I mentioned this even back in day one. I've had the opportunity to cast some of their games. This is a roster that has been together for quite some time, and I just feel like they're really refined now, and it's showing, right? At least up to this point. Now, hopefully, they keep that momentum going. They can continue on that route and maybe secure that top spot.
For me, my father once told me, keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
And there's nothing simpler than winning a 2-0, because that's what they need. Because if they want to make sure that they have a solid standing going up into tomorrow, they need to win a 2-0. A 2-1 would be too complicated. And as everyone knows, complications make things not simple.
That is true. Your father is a wise man.
That's basic logic, you know?
It is basic logic.
I try my best.
Sometimes people don't realize that. Regardless, though, we have to talk about the match headline that's going to be happening right now. Nightmare's hike for redemption. This is a team that definitely started things off a little bit iffy, but their performance yesterday, like you mentioned, Naisu, was pretty impressive overall. So far, I think they're going to be going into this match as the favorites, right? Because unfortunately, 4Merical Esports' performance still needs some refinement this tournament. But do you think we could see a surprise?
From 4Merical?
From either way?
I think,
what do you think?
I think, you know, 4Merical in a way, coming into the wild card, they had quite a few fans already, right? Because of the waves they started back in the qualifiers and everything else throughout their journey this year and how it all ended up. But unfortunately, I feel like, you know, some people might feel like they were let down a little bit, right? Now, maybe this is their opportunity where, given the circumstances, they can kind of relax a little bit and just go to some comfort heroes. We know that they have some signature picks that they like to go with. And if anything, I know that they want to just go ahead and have their last match for the wild card so far to just kind of go out swinging, have a good time, and end on a good note if they can.
Make it memorable. Because we have over 120-something heroes. This is definitely their opportunity to try out something new and take Nightmare Esports for a spin. Because honestly, Nightmare Cammy has been performing incredibly well. Even though in this current meta is not exactly the best for the marksman position or the gold laner, just because a lot of pressure will be focused onto the gold lane. But Cammy has been proving himself to be an amazing player. Some would say he is better than great.
I see what you did there, but it is true, right? Cammy's positioning, it's been pretty smooth so far, and while there have been some times where it's a little bit iffy, getting caught out a bit too early, he definitely seems to have come on into his own a little bit here in the tournament and become a player that you truly have to fear. But we can see that both teams are now prepared up on stage. On the side of 4Merical Esports, it's actually all smiles as well. They don't seem to be too worried about their performance this time, and perhaps you might be right, Naisu, this could be a chance for them to really let loose. Is there anything you hope to see?
In terms of
a Kimi for Cammy?
You know, what?
A Kimi for Cammy?
A Kimi for Cammy. That could pop up.
It'd be on team.
I'm going to talk about 4Merical here a little bit,
matter.
Right? Because the thing is, and by the way, great cosplays out there. We got to see them before coming live.
They're amazing people.
That is Liu Yi. I would love to see a Liu Yi.
Oh yeah,
why not?
Yeah, why
No,
not?
that's true.
Yeah, represent.
We don't get to see that very often, but I think that the hero definitely has potential in the land of the, especially since so many of these wildcard teams like to group together, right? You set up all those yin-yang reactions, then everything just blows up.
Especially going up against Fairmans, right?
Yeah,
true.
They just want to clump up, and then Luigi's like, hey, you guys want to get closer?
Yeah. And not only that, but wasn't there a fact, I think it was just yesterday, maybe even on the day one, how many unique hero picks?
40-something, and then on the second day it became 50-something?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what it is now.
What is that? Is that their coach? I think that's their coach. Yeah, I think it is. It's just the image of their coach like blown up in-game. Very nice. Nightmare represent. Like, can you imagine just opening up the player profile and then you see that face? Like, what would be your thoughts?
I would think that he loves his team so much that he wants to remember his training all the time. Before the game starts, look at your coach.
Yeah.
Remember everything that you've gone through. Hey, I'm Coach Chicano! Yo, we got to look alike here. Shout outs to both of them. And when I see this face, I do indeed get electrified. Even the coach is loving it. He's like, yeah, represent.
The multiverse.
Perhaps we have long-lost brothers in the crowd, right? They're going to take the chance to get acquainted after the match, and perhaps there's some secret history going on back there. But right now, we got to focus a little bit on what's happening up on stage for these players, right? For 4Merical Esports, there's no longer really any stakes here. It's all about showing off what they're really capable of in their last game here in the wild cards, maybe bring out some pocket picks. But for Nightmare Esports, like you guys already mentioned, a victory here is pivotal. Even a 2-0 win isn't going to guarantee that they get into that top 2. So when you're under this sort of pressure, right? What do you think needs to be the mindset going into it?
Well, if you're 4Merical, like I said, one of your biggest things that you can do here is kind of take Nightmare Esports with you. Like, you can bring them down, and that might be it. Again, can you do that while, you know, being as comfy as possible with your picks and having a good time? Sure you can, right? So that's something because, like we said, we already know what's at stake for Nightmare Esports.
We do know, indeed. And when we go into drafting phase, I'm expecting sparks to fly. We've already seen just how important the draft is for all of these teams.
And Nightmare Esports, okay.
From different regions. 4Merical Esports and
so
Nightmare Esports. Got the first
ready?
couple of bands coming out already. Is this normal, Lafel?
I would say this is normal. Nightmare is really
শোনা যায়
looking forward to closing this. Yeah, he goes Fanny, making sure that that's off the table for now. And for Miracle, respecting with the Nolan pick as well, this does kind of show that the teams want to play more for the mid game
from
rather
the
than
side
for that,
of okay. I forgot the name again. আচ্ছা Nightmare Esports এর পক্ষ থেকে কি ব্যান দেওয়া হয়েছে Fanny and Terisla. I guess 4Merical Esports এ এমন কোনো godly Fanny player আছে যেহেতু most of the time Fanny ব্যান দেওয়া হচ্ছে আর অপর দিক থেকে no one
really one-sided massacres as well, showing that there's a pretty big difference in terms of play style as well as experience. And yet all of these teams have really demonstrated that they are worthy of an international stage. With the Terisla and the 1-1 banned out right now. Nicely, what are your current thoughts?
Well, one thing is, as
third
we get
ban
through the
কি
first
হতে পারে
phase, so
ব্রুনো
far what I
ব্যান
love
যাবে
about the wild
হয়তো
card is
হচ্ছে
that
যে
most of the drafts, most of the strategies
Nightmare
shown
Esports
have been
থেকে
pretty
ব্রুনো
wild
ব্যান যাবে
themselves, right?
অথবা যে
That's
হচ্ছে যে
the
4Merical
standout for me
Esports
so
থেকে
far.
ব্রুনো ব্যান
Now,
যাবে
that's what I'm
যেহেতু
wondering
most of
is,
the time
if you're
এটাই
put in
হয়
this situation, especially if you're Nightmare Esports, you know what's at stake here.
Best
Do you
of
still kind of go
3
along those
আজকে
lines? Like, we
হচ্ছে
know
যে
even Tigreal has popped up how many times now? He hasn't done too great statistically, right?
Sadly.
But it's nice to see some of those picks come out. And it makes me wonder, like, what does Nightmare Esports want to prioritize, considering once we get through this last ban after this, then we'll see what their priority wants to be. But so far, I feel like that's even been up in the air. We've seen the Joy pop up. We've seen some of these other options, but, you know, what does Nightmare Esports want to do?
Personally, for me, I think the best strategy when they're in this situation is to have a lot of pressure. So I was actually anticipating for them to pick up the Bruno. But the Bruno has been a very strong second pick here in this competition, as well as MPLI. So the fact that they're banning out the Bruno, it does seem that they want something else for the gold lane. And perhaps they want to prioritize something like a Joy, the one that can really put more pressure in the early to mid stage of the game. Because, I don't know, I kind of feel like if they pick up the Bruno, it would have been better for them.
Mikor Matilda দেখে I was shocked.
Since, yes, they have first pick.
Farum is a Joy for me.
Yeah, I agree.
আসলে
I think
যখন
Joy is the
ভালো একটা
obvious
মাথিলটা
choice. And
গেমকে
yep,
দিয়েছিল
Lafel,
এবং
you
বলতে
are
বলতে
correct.
ফার্স্ট
Joy
পিক
going to be
হিসেবে
dropped
জয়কে
in
পিক
instantly
করে
by
নিয়েছে
Nightmare
এখন
Esports. We
জয়ের
know that both their
এগেইনস্টে
jungle and EXP lane are capable of
জয়ও
playing
তো
the
I
hero
guess
pretty
dash
well.
hero
So a pretty flexible choice to start things
তার
off.
এগেইনস্টে
As
কি
for
ফোবিয়াস যাবে
4Merical
নাকি
right
হুনো
now,
দেখা যাক যে কি
what do
পিক
you think
করে
we can
এখন
expect, Nicely?
Well, again, they have
4Merical
so many different...
Esports এর প্লেয়াররা
Thanks for the shout out.
Caster Handsome
Appreciate it.
Oh, look who it is.
What is this? Oh, he's saying
I don't know what that
Okay,
says.
He
আমার
said,
হচ্ছে যে
Mom,
এটা
I'm
আমি
on television.
you know what?
What is that? Oh, Caster Handsome. I thought that...
Oh, yeah.
গুইনিভির পিক
it's
হয়ে গেছে
understandable.
from
You
the
were
side
worried
of
that guy
4Merical
got
Esports
Yeah, it
এখন
was.
আরেকটা
'Cause,
পিক কি হবে
you know,
গুইনিভিরে
but
I guess
as that
jungling
distraction was
এ করবে
happening, the Guinevere gets locked in. Not what I was
আর
expecting.
গুইনিভিরের
right? I mean,
এগেইনস্টে
from
হচ্ছে
this
যে
first
নাইটমেয়ার
phase,
ইস্পোর্টস
from
আমরা যেটা
4Merical, but they go
দেখতেছিলাম
with it,
যে
and then they pick up the Valentina here.
ওকে
So
তো সেখানে
interesting
গুইনিভিরি
if they actually get
এন্ড
this to
ভ্যালেন্টিনা
work.
পিক
We
হয়ে
know
গেছে
it's weird
from
because
the side of
Guinevere
4Merical
has been
Esports
very
এখন
popular
দেখা যাক
leading
যে
into the wild card. And then
Nightmare
all of a sudden, I
Esports
feel like
থেকে
now it's
কি
kind of like
পিক
50-50,
করা
at
হয়
least, from what the teams have shown us, at least for the wild card so
গুইনেভেরের
far.
জন্য কি তারা
It's
হচ্ছে যে
worked, and then
ডিজি
there's other
পিক
times where it just
করবে
has kind
নাকি
of
সেটাও
fizzled
আর
out
একটা বড়
completely.
কথা
For me personally, Guinevere is definitely an amazing pick
Valentina
after
Mage
the buff on the spatial migration. But
গুইনেভেরি
the thing
উইল
is,
গো
it's
জঙ্গল
personally for me, it is based on the draft. Because if
অথবা
you're able to capitalize on the level 2 strength of the Guinevere, then the
গুইনেভেরি
draft becomes
এক্সপি
much
লেনও করতে
more
পারে
terrifying because
কোনটা
it
করবে
makes it
হুনোস কিন্তু
less effective when you're able to catch someone out, but you don't have enough damage to do anything about it. So I kind of feel like the Guinevere is a good start, but how you finish is
so I
going to
guess
determine whether it's
জয়
a good or a bad
এক্সপি
draft.
অথবা
It's a good point to
মার্টিস
consider. That it's
এক্সপিতে
actually
যেতে
something
পারেন
we've seen a
সেখানে
good
হচ্ছে যে
amount here in the wild card, where teams draft compositions
ফার্মিস
that have really
উইলগো
strong
মেজ
pickoff heroes like the Guinevere,
But
like the Kaja, the Franco,
ফার্মিসের
the
আলটিমেটের
Arlet,
কুলডাউনটা আমার
and yet don't quite have enough damage to
43
follow up.
সেকেন্ডসের
There you
মতো
have
মেবি
heroes like
থাকে
the Valentina, like the Claude in the
দেখা
side
যাক
lane,
এখন
who don't have the
জেরক্স কি
burst
পিক
damage
করে
you need to finish someone off in the early
There
few
is our
stages. So
lunatic
4Merical does need to
panda
focus on that.
একদম
But now
লাস্টের
with the
মধ্যে সে তার
Martis and the
পিকিংটা শো
very
করে দিবে এবং
popular
আমরা দেখে নিব
Fairness
যে আই
out
এম
for Nightmare
হোপিং
Esports,
আই এম
what do you
সাপোর্টিং
think the chances of 4Merical are looking like?
Well, it could be good. Okay, they pick up the
ফর
clock, so
আমেরিকান
now they
esports
know what their gold lane's
and
going to be.
দেখতে
But
দেখতে ক্লড
talking about
অলরেডি
chances
পিক
here,
করে
Mustafa, I
ফেলছে আই
gotta
গেস
say,
ইয়াহিকোর সাথে
based
যেহেতু
on what we've
ইয়াহিকো
seen
হচ্ছে
so
যে তাদের
far,
মার্কসম্যান
the Valentina in the
মেবি
hands
হতে
of
পারে যে
Xerox here
ইয়াহিকোর সাথে
he
সোয়াপ
has to be a
করবে
little more aggressive, right? Typically,
ক্লড
when you see
নিয়ে
these amazing Valentina players, they know how to
দেখা যাক
calculate, like, okay, now's my time to be
It's a bad
aggressive.
reception.
Obviously, you
তারা
have to
হচ্ছে যে
jungle
ক্লড নিচে
or
এখন কি
juggle
ব্যান
what
দিবে
kind of ultimate you want to take.
মার্কসম্যান পিক
Even
করা হয়
so,
নাই
there's already good options, right? Most likely the Netherrealm over
নাইটমেয়ার
here, but we
স্পোর্টসের
have
পক্ষ
seen
থেকে
very
এডিট
aggressive Valentina
ব্যান
players even
ও
opt for the decimate from a
Okay.
Martis, right? And then turn the tide with
এডিট
that. So
পিকিংটা
if
আসলেই
they can make even just these 3 picks
অ্যানোয়িং আছে দেখা
overlap
যাক যে অপর
really
পক্ষ
well,
থেকে
it
নাইটমেয়ার
could win them
স্পোর্টসের
some early
পক্ষ
skirmishes
থেকে
and team
ফ্রেড
fights.
ড্রিম
I would
ব্যান
say the
হয়ে
decimate is
গিয়েছে
amazing if you're going for early turtles
what?
because the thing about a Valentina is that
good.
you have enough
তো
crowd
এখন
control
হতে
for
পারে
a
যে
team fight.
এখানে
The thing is, the damage is not enough. It's a lot, but it's not enough.
Yeah.
The decimate kind of covers that weakness, so that's why the
আরেকটা ব্যান
Valentina
কি হতে
is
পারে
good for the fights
don't know.
around turtles. So
Okay.
now if the Guinevere is
লুনাটিক
going for
পান্ডার
a
ব্যান
jungle
এখন দেখা
route,
যাক
it's
যে
going to
সে
be quite
কি
good.
ব্যান
But the thing is, as I said
করে
before,
থাকে
it really favors for a more bursty draft. So
4Merical
the Claude here
esports
is
এর
not going
কোচ
to be
অনেক
helping out
ইয়াং
the team much, but at least they have 2 ways to play the Guinevere.
but
Either be
with lot of
aggressive
damage.
around the river fights and have Valentina there to cover up for the team, or just delay everything, make sure that the Claude has 3 to 4 items, and then they can
They're
move in.
thinking আর
I agree
তারা
with you
হচ্ছে যে
there.
ওকে
These are probably the ways that
বিনোদর
4Merical
ব্যান
will
দিয়ে
want to look
দিছে
to approach the game overall.
কি
And
কি
it is
পিক
kind of
করা
funny
তো
that I
আচ্ছা
literally
ঠিক আছে
mentioned
মিনাতোর
having the
ব্যান
laners
পড়ে
like
গেছে
Valentina
তাদের
and
ফিফথ
Claude
ব্যান
would
হিসেবে
not be
4
enough
মেরিকাল
burst damage, and then the
স্পোর্টসের
Claude
5টা
gets
ব্যান
locked in.
কমপ্লিট
So
হয়ে গেছে
who knows?
এখন জাস্ট
But
একটা ব্যান
I do
কমপ্লিট
wonder, right?
বাকি আছে
Okay,
নাইটমেয়ার
I
স্পোর্টসের
wanna
পক্ষ
like
থেকে
ask you
এবং
a little bit.
সেখানে আমরা দেখতে পাবো যে
Typically,
তারা
you don't pick Fairness
পরের
into
পিকিং
a
বুকগুলোর
Valentina
কাছে
because
আমরা
that
যাইতে
Netherrealm is
পারবো
so important to play around. Do you think that Nightmare Esports are thinking that they'll prefer to steal the
there
decimate so
is
they feel safer?
Honestly,
Valentina
looking at the draft coming in from Nightmare, there's a lot of people
Guinevere
diving forward, so I
and
kind of feel like
দেখতে
it's going to be
দেখতে
even
আলোট
difficult
ব্যান
for
হয়ে গেছে
the Guinevere to really
Well,
choose anyone, because even if
আলোট আসলে
the Valentina is able to take away
নেক্সট মান্থ মেবি
the
আলোটের
Netherrealm,
স্টারলাইট আসতেছে
it might not even matter. So I kind of feel like the Netherrealm is
তো
going to be
আলোট
good,
লিটারালি
but
পেইন
I don't know. Looking at the draft right now,
একটা
Nightmare
অ্যানোয়িং
seems
ইজ
to
যে
have
তার
an
আলটিমেট যখন
easier
নাকি টিম ফাইটে
execution
থাকে আমরা
compared to 4Merical. I kind of feel like it's more mechanically based.
সকালের যে
A
ম্যাচটা
lot of your
দেখতেছি
ideas,
যেটার
you
মধ্যেও
gotta
হচ্ছে যে
execute well
আলোট
for it to
পিক
work.
করা
Yeah.
হয়েছিল
Yeah, it's a
ওইটাতেও
tricky
কাহিনীটা
position
এমন
to
ছিল
be
যে
in, but now we do see a hero that
when there
hasn't
was
gotten a lot of airtime here in the wild card. The
Arlo,
Lapu Lapu gonna be
টিম
locked
ফাইট
in
গুলো
for
যথেষ্ট হয়ে
4Merical
যাচ্ছিল
Esports.
Oh
Good
লিঙ্ক
my
দিয়ে দিয়ে
God, I did
মারতেছিল
not-
and
oh my
দেখতে দেখতে
goodness.
কিন্তু অলরেডি
Who's
চুজ
that?
হয়ে গেছে
Do you-
লাপু
can
লাপু
you guess who
এক্সপি
that
লেনার হিসেবে লাপু লাপু চুজ হয়ে
Okay,
গেছে
is there something about
ইয়াহিকো
today of
জেরক্স আই
sharing
গেস
these
ওরা হচ্ছে যে সোয়াপ করে
picture?
নিয়ে
Like,
নিবে
I walked into the talent room earlier and I had no idea what I was walking into.
Yeah, that was you
Okay.
10 years ago. That was me 10
Xerox.
years
That
ago.
was 10 years ago?
Yeah. Well, 11, but still.
So at that time, I was kind of teaching you already.
Yeah.
Lapu Lapu.
I was a different man. I was Gushin back then.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
Bah.
a Gushin skin right
Yeah.
there.
it really is.
I,
a good-
I was the inspiration for Gushin.
Wow.
আচ্ছা আপ
Hairstylist, that was me.
I
Alright.
have to go and buy that skin now.
Oh,
Is
well,
it because of
Because that's a fun
yeah,
fact in
কি
itself.
বলে?
You're
এটার নাম
welcome,
কি?
Moonton.
যে
I
পার্সোনালি
honestly want to
চিনেন
see them
দেখে
add that to
or
the game, but
something like
here
that
we see the
যে
Harry
ওদের ওদের
being
পিক
logged
নিয়ে
in
মানে
by
অনেক
Nightmare
ভালো জানেন
Esports, and
যে
this
ওইটা ভালো খেলে
what is the
All died.
like? Isn't there a bit too
ও
much magic
এটা
damage
দেখার
for
জন্য
Nightmare here?
Hey, finish the game as fast as you can. Like I said,
okay.
you want to have pressure. If not
কুফরা
with
এবং
Bruno,
হারিত পিক
then with
করে
everything
নিছে
else.
তো ওদের
Might as
হচ্ছে
well take a Herald, right?
Yeah, might as well.
জঙ্গল আর
We've seen teams do this
আচ্ছা
before.
গোল্ডেনে
Doesn't
মেবি
work.
হারিতকে
Not
পাঠায়
all the
দিবে
time, but it can work,
Why?
right? And something
Yes.
that's funny is we
দেখা
say
যাক।
our average game time is about 18 minutes,
লুনাটিক
but there's been
পান্ডা
games
এখন
sub
কি
10.
পিক করে তাহলে
Yeah.
ওদের হচ্ছে
So, you know, this
Thank
could
you.
actually be the setup for that. And now, biggest thing is how do they round it out?
Really?
Whoa! Okay.
Okay,
কে
here's the thing. Let me just say
লিঙ্ক
before we
পিক
go into the
করে
game,
নিছে
4Merical, all 5
আরে এটা
heroes are
swapping
mechanically... it's a high ceiling, right?
সুন্দর ছিল
Good luck trying to catch anyone from Nightmare because they got a lot of engages as well as dashes. If the Guinevere is able to catch anyone, that'll be impressive.
That is true. It would be a very impressive showing right here from 4Merical Esports, but this definitely seems like it's not the usual draft,
I
right?
love
It's
it,
them
though.
showing something.
Guinevere
This is their
10,
last game, their
Valentina
last chance to
main.
demonstrate.
ইয়াহিকো
I wonder if they're just switching roles.
পান্ডা
Or I guess we'll have to see till we
I love
load
it.
in. I love it.
Love it, yeah.
Perhaps Yahiko is just like the secret
আমার
like
সামনে
assassin
লাপু
jungler
লাপু দিয়ে
weapon. In
দিছে
the daytime,
অলরাইট
he
দেখা
masquerades
যাক
as a marksman, but at night, that's when his true strength shows. Let us enter the land of dawn for game number 1 between Nightmare Esports and 4Merical Esports. Which team shall come out on
টিম
top?
Okay,
5
this is an amazing game for me to start.
It's so amazing. Incredible, in fact.
Okay.
As you were saying.
Perhaps, you know what? I deserve it. I truly do deserve it. To all the fans at home, my bad.
Welcome back to the desk.
Hey, thanks.
কিছুক্ষণের মধ্যেই হচ্ছে
It's
যে
honestly impressive, like because like
আবার চলে
Well,
যাবে
this is your first
গেমের
of a
মধ্যে আর
cast
গেমের মধ্যে
on
গেলে
Wild
সবাই
Card.
হচ্ছে চেঞ্জ
cursed.
They
করতেছে
brought you in from the hosting,
কোনো সমস্যা থাকলে
from the
এটা
hosting
দেখে যাও
stage. They promoted you to
Good job.
caster. You know?
Yeah.
And the first time the game starts, we have like it's almost as if the game can't handle you.
Let's not be surprised if I become a host again.
I was gonna say, did you hear that correctly? He said promoted to caster.
Yes.
That's what we discussed yesterday.
Yeah, that's what we said yesterday.
Yeah, it's a promotion, and ladies and gentlemen, the pay stays the same, but the responsibility
There is
is
lunatic
higher.
panda
And the
I
title
don't know যে
changes.
তাদের হাতের
Oh,
মধ্যে
yeah.
এটা কি
That's
ছিল
ba-
যেটা হচ্ছে
that's
যে
like
ওরা
I can do it all.
promotion.
I
With-
can do it all.
With great power.
Comes the Yuzong skin.
That is true.
Make that the tagline for M5.
wow
Or should it be with the great curse comes?
বাহ
Yeah,
lapel?
you just say great powers. So I gotta go with Yuzong. I've been training my Yuzong just so that I can use that skin.
easy
I'm a dedicated man. I'm a roaming.
আর
But
কি
I'm like,
লাগে
nah, fam.
But
Why
what
don't
if
you
you
give
like
me some of that
Yuzong
Yuzong?
roam though?
No, don't.
No.
How do you
It
train your
It
Yuzong?
just shoots it down.
How do I train my
Yeah.
Yuzong? With anger. Towards my other EXP laner. Whenever I'm in the
Yeah.
game, I have a mindset.
Okay.
This guy took my food.
Is the
And
food
I'm hungry.
Is the food the XP
Top
minions?
8
No,
No,
the
it's just his
opponent.
food.
The opponent. As an EXP laner, I don't care if I lose. As long as my lane wins.
Okay.
Win rate is just a number.
It is.
Let me just tell you that.
That's true.
Let me just tell you that. But the opposing
Zero
EXP
হয়ে
laner,
যাবে
if he
কিছু।
goes 0, 10, and 0, I'm a happy boy.
টিং টিং টিং
I think
টিং
honestly that kind of echoes the feeling of every single EXP laner in the world, right? It's not enough that I should succeed, others should fail. But let's jump back into the game here, right where we
সবাই
left
গেমের
off.
মধ্যে চলে গেছে
What's
এবং
the game
মিড লেনে
already
ওকে সো ট্যাঙ্ক
ongoing
চলে
here?
গেছে
Clock
হারিতকে
going to be
হেল্প
on
দিতে
that roam, Guinevere, and
Esports।
Yahiko
আর
once again.
এখানে হচ্ছে যে খুব
So the
সুন্দরভাবে আমাদের
Fanny was not
মাটির
his
চেয়ে
only
athlete।
pocket pick apparently. Like, what are your thoughts about this, Lafel?
My
লিংকে
thoughts is
যদি
that
আটকাইতে
Miracle
চাও
has
তাহলে
to wait
লিংয়ের ব্লু বাফ নাও
for quite some time.
দেখো
Why?
Blood
that
is farmed.
That's true.
The Ling needs
ওরে
farm. And in a way, the
সেখানে হচ্ছে
Valentina
যে
doesn't have a
ফার্মেসের
good early game.
অলমোস্ট
The
হাফ
Valentina
এসপি
needs
হাফের
farm. So
থেকেও
what
কম
they need
এসপি
is time. They need a
ওরে
miracle amount,
there
in fact.
Yeah, this is literally the comp I was talking about, right? When we expressed concern about the pickoff comps having too many late game laners, and now they have Valentina, Ling, and Claude.
Yeah.
So this is literally the issue we talked about from the side of 4Merical Esports.
Kind of like, where do you put all the gold? Right now, we're going to use Tempest Blades, Yahiko working on Giuliana. Should be able to get one hit away. Will get it. So first blood for the hands of Yahiko on that sling, a hero
It was
we don't see
amazing.
much more of anymore.
Excuse me, did we just curse the
সেখানে
early
চান্সও
game?
দেয় না ওরে
I
কোয়াডের যে
I think we
স্কিল
said that Yahiko didn't have early game damage and he took it personally.
I'm literally
I feel like we're doing
impressed.
Nightmare a disservice. We're giving a buff towards 4Merical.
আবার
So-
হচ্ছে চলে
So we need
আসতেছে,
to talk
টুং
good
টুং
about
টুং
4Merical
টুং
now.
টুং টুং
They're
টুং
the
করে।
best.
They're the best team in the world. I have their posters all over my bedroom wall.
But not gonna
টাটলটাকে
lie, that was
এরা
very good
সবাই
because
যা
there's
হচ্ছে যে
two
এখানে
ways to
বসে
play the
আছে এরা
lane.
বুশ
Either
চেক
farm
দেয় না
up
কেউ
or try to gank the side lanes
চেকটা
and get
বুশ
the extra farm
টাইম
because
কুকরা
now
যেভাবে
it's looking good for
বসে
them.
আছে
Yeah.
Jasmine
ওরে
waiting here forever. He's
শেষ
gonna find his
শেষ
target right on
শেষ
clock.
শেষ
Right on the
শেষ
dot.
আর
He
ওই
goes.
একটা
They get
কিল
the
সিকিউর
kill.
করে
Now
নিচ্ছে
turtle
এখন
for the
এখান থেকে
taking.
রিট্রিট না
Xerox
করলে
there as
নিজেরও
well.
মরা লাগতে
Here
পারে
comes the
চলে
rest of
আসছে
the
আমাদের
squad.
লিঙ্ক
Blade's gonna come down,
But
working on the turtle.
unfortunately,
Too easy for
retribution
Lexi. Will get the
কেউ
turtle,
নিতে
and
পারেনি
Yahiko
and there
falls.
goes our
So that
nightmare
is also gonna
Esports
result in
দুইটা
him
কিল
losing his
সিকিউর
buff.
করে বসে আছে
I'm reminded why I don't
That's all.
cast.
It's okay.
I really should be paid not to talk because the moment we say nice things about 4Merical, Nightmare got a 1.3k goal lead. They got the kill, they got the
আর
turtle.
1v1
everything.
সিচুয়েশন চলতেছে
They're
লাপু
happy.
লাপু ভার্সেস
Just a
Joy.
reminder.
Dancing.
Yeah, literally.
আর
Hold
মিড
on
লেনের
here in the mid
অবস্থা
lane. Okay, not too much is going to be happening. Just remind me
Yeah,
that the next
একটুখানি
time I
আরেকটু
want to do
expectation
anything, I
ছিল,
have
but
to bring Lafel along and tell him to do the
obviously
opposite.
they will
And then
come
I will
back.
probably have a pretty good chance of success. As of
রিংয়ে
right now,
যেভাবে
though,
গেম প্লে
a
দিতেছে
1.2k net worth lead for Nightmare Esports the first 3 minutes in. This is already the concern we talked about. While Yahiko was able to get a nice first blood, Nightmare Esports are still going to have the stronger early to mid game scaling.
My personal rule is that if you have a scaling composition, don't lose
know,
by
just
2,000 gold because even if
পেইনলেস
you
থিং
lose, as
3
long as it
মিনিট
stays around
চলতেছে
the
1
2,000
মিনিট পরে
threshold
হচ্ছে
or
যে
below,
টাটল চলে
you're
আসবে
actually
আরে
winning because
লাইক
all you need is time.
Yeah. That's
Babar
some more
শেষ।
simple logic
ওই।
here. Once again,
না।
Giuliana going to be the focus, has the vengeance.
বাহ,
Tempest Blades as
টানের
well
উপরে
with
স্টান
Maso Rock.
এ
Can he
নিজে
escape?
মরবে
He does. The British fighter
ও
Yahiko
আরেকটা
can't get the last hit he was looking for.
Oh, the Xerox.
Xerox,
Xerox?
though.
যারা
Can he find him?
Can he go there? He's going to go under the turret. Nope, not going to commit to it, so he backs off. Giuliana,
আরেকটুর জন্য
impressive
মরে
to
নেই
survive that.
এর জন্য বাইচা
He's
গেছে
just teasing for Miracle Esports at this point. They invested so many resources to try and pick off the joy, and they still weren't able to do so. But I think considering everything, the fact that they didn't lose anyone from over diving there is
চলে
still
নিয়ে
a
আসছে
plus
মার্কেট
point.
আর্লি
As of
গেমের
now, though, Nightmare
স্ট্রংনেস
Esports is slowly
early
increasing
game-এ
that lead
দেখাইতেছে।
beyond that 2k threshold you
লিংয়ে
mentioned,
ঠিকই আছে
Lafel.
লিংয়ের এখানে
well,
যদি
let's not talk
বাফে
about
গিয়ে
it anymore because the turtle is going to come up soon. And oh,
আর
Oh,
সেখানে জয়
Giuliana
এবং
again.
লাপু
He
লাপুর
should be
মধ্যে
fine.
ফাইট হয়ে
So
যাচ্ছে
here, though, too easy for Lexi. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to commit on this. Xerox holding on to that nether realm, but all this leading into that next turtle.
yeah, this next turtle is going to be a snowballing situation. If Nightmare Esports is able to catch 4Merical off guard, they can get a lot of kills here.
Let's see if they can do it. Jasmine going to find a couple targets here. Too easy for Lexi. Still going to be working on that turtle. They got to get in
এইটাও নিয়ে
range
নেবে
here.
এইটাও নিয়ে নেবে
Waiting
সে
patient on the
ওই
bottom
ওই
side, but it's
গেছে
going to force him back. Too easy for Lexi. Will
এগেন
get the
মার্কেট
turtle
নিয়ে নিতে
again.
এখন
And
হচ্ছে
now
যে এর
Masarak
নিজেরও
on the run.
শট
Going to be
খেয়ে আসা
dragged
লাগতে
here a
পারে
little bit further.
টান
There's the decimate from
Ooh.
Too easy for Lexi.
ছিল এটা
Still going to be hungry for more, but
3-1
won't be able to find clock.
A good start by Nightmare Esports, and while it seemed like 4Merical Esports
Turtle
had been
Gaming.
able to respond fairly well, right now they just don't have enough zoning tools. Too many late game heroes, and only having the Guinevere as a frontliner is not going to be able to defend you from the insane dive that Juliana, Lexi, and Jasmine have at their disposal. So things not looking good for 4Merical in these first few minutes. Even Jasmine continuing to
Dale.
invade the jungle.
My personal opinion is that
ঠিক
4Merical
আছে,
should
সব-
not have fought for that because
এর
based on the
মধ্যেই
deficit,
হচ্ছে যে
they
দেখা
will
যাবে।
not be winning that turtle fight because even if you win, I would say it's
There
you
is-
being lucky.
এখানে
So
সে
instead
গেলে
of
হচ্ছে
taking like a
আচ্ছা
50-50
গুণিত
chance, might as well just
ইয়াহিকো
avoid the
1-1-0
turtle altogether, especially if
থামে
you see
আচ্ছা
Nightmare Esports grouping up there. Try to find farms
গোল
somewhere
দেয় না
else. Try to
হারিত
invade
ভার্সেস
the Nightmare Esports jungle. Get as much
ইয়াহিকো হচ্ছে
objective or farm there. That's a better way to play the macro game because they need the farm. They don't need the turtle.
Yeah, I may have to agree with you here. Considering how much mobility 4Merical have as well with Lunatic Panda and Yahiko,
তো
that should
এর
be the play,
এর
but
নিচে
here they
যা
go
মরে
again.
ওরে
Once again, using that Zalman force.
Perfect.
Tempest Blade's going to come down. So joining the
Perfect
fight. Going to push him back,
one.
though. So still, even given all of that, they
Retrieve
still
this
can't
in.
grab the
Still,
kill they're
defense
looking
ভালো
for
করতেছে।
top side.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to force things out that doesn't have to be forced out because, like I said, it's not going to be easy for Clock to catch anyone off guard because there's so many ways for them to run away. And as I say that, okay, Cammy still survives.
Yep, and now, okay, they get the flicker out from Clock.
আরেকটা
Lunatic
কিল
Panda is here.
না
Jasmine
এখান
waiting
থেকে রিট্রিট
in
করে
the
দিছে
whims
অলরেডি
alongside
বুশের মধ্যে লুকায়
Soul.
আছে
They're gonna jump in, finds the rage.
ওরে
Gonna lock him down, gets the
খাবে
blazing duet out.
খাবে
And
সে
now
নিজের
Xerox here
নিজের
for
কিল
the
দিয়ে
fight.
আশা রাখতে
Clock
পারে
falls
না
onto
সে
the
রিটার
turret. And no one
গুইনেভেরি
else
কিলটা সিকিউর
able
করে
to
নিছে
help
টপ
out. So
লেনও
they're gonna
যাবে
get the turret as well.
I think all things considered, it's not too bad only losing Clock there when it's a full five-man
Top lane
dive
assist.
by Nightmare Esports. Xerox was able to arrive just in time to get that Nether Realm to save Lunatic Pandas alive. But the timer is definitely ticking down for 4Merical Esports at this point. Nearly a 5k net worth lead now for Nightmare. The Turtle in their control completely at this
There
stage.
goes
Yeah, nothing here. Again, Yahiko isn't even a part of this fight. He's just going to go ahead and get his buff.
Is it
And
fish?
that'll be the clean sweep of turtles for Nightmare Esports.
I would say right now for Nightmare, they really should start
মিড
adding
লেনে
more
যাইতেছে
pressure or
সেখানে
start
4-1
baiting out for Miracle
সিচুয়েশন
Esports.
গোল্ডের ডিফারেন্স দেখলে
Just,
আমাদের
you know,
মধ্যে কত
hide
Is
basically
Jazzy
অলমোস্ট
doing that?
5k এর মতো
Oh, yeah.
একটা গোল্ডের
Oh, yeah.
ডিফারেন্স চলে আসছে তো
Well,
এইখান
he's
থেকে
going.
ব্যাক করা
Right,
যাবে না
Boss Rob gets the
বুশের
rage,
মধ্যে
the
যেভাবে ওরা
lockdowns
লুকায়
here. Bravest fighter in, trying to go for
একটা
Soul,
ব্যাক
but he will
কিলিং
fall.
স্প্রি এর
Again,
মধ্যে
just
আমরা
left
যদি
in the
দেখি
whims
তাহলে
here.
মার্টিসের কিন্তু
How does
অবস্থা
Jasmine
দেখছেন
even get it that brush without
3-0
Masara
এখনো পর্যন্ত
noticing?
শাটডাউন খায়নি
Like,
আর
he
এতে
definitely was
হচ্ছে
not
যে
expecting the
ড্যামেজ
backdoor
বেশি সে
there from
পুরা
Nightmare Esports. And right now, the
early game
rotations
hero
from the blue side of the map are
পুরা
very
ফায়দা
good.
I almost saw you,
Oh.
basically. An anime moment there. Now into the turret. Jasmine could be
লেনও
in
যাবে
trouble here.
বটম লেনের
Still gonna be
ইয়াও
looking
যাবে
for the
ডিস্ট্রয়
kill.
হয়ে যাবে
Xerox
হ্যাঁ
there, and
এখানে
now
শেষ
Soul
এইখানে
joining
চলে
with the
আসছে
Nether Realm, and they disengage.
Farmter
Even in moments like that,
Nether Realm
Miracle is
শেষ
having a hard time getting a kill.
That was a beautiful dive
It was.
by both of them.
That was an action shot.
That was an action shot. That
Yeah.
should be in a trailer, perhaps even a spoof trailer.
Well, you heard
Shout
him,
out.
Clippers, everyone.
Oh, yeah,
that is the time to go for it. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure they're going to be eyeing that opportunity every moment they get. But Nightmare Esports
Arekta.
now really upping the ante. They know that they're starting to hit their power spikes. They're starting to get the first and second items. And that is where they're going to be strongest in full-out
ফোকাস
teamfights
করতেছে
against
হচ্ছে যে তাদের
4Merical
ইয়েতে প্যারা নেই
Esports.
প্যারা নেই
Oh.
প্যারা নেই
Yeah, they'll be fine. Oh,
Hey,
Jasmine, though,
I-
actually still wants to suppress the situation here. Master Op's going to be the one to jump in.
kind of
Diamond
hope
forced
so.
under the turret, forcing 4Merical back. Flicker
Is
goes
a
in too.
team
They're under
fight
the turret
perfect
again.
Nether Realm এর
Nether Realm
ব্যবহার
in response. And they
Valentine
can't do
তার কপি করছে
anything
এই জন্য
with that.
বলতেছি
They
যে
have
এদের
to back
মধ্যে
off.
আবার ইয়া
Meanwhile,
করতে আসলো
Yahiko spending time
সুন্দর
in
ছিল এবং
Nightmare
এর
Esports'
মধ্যে
jungle.
ইয়াহিকো ওদের
This is
বাফ
what they
নিয়ে
need to do,
দৌড়
avoid the fight.
Perfect.
If you're all
Yes,
at
then.
mid, we'll go to the side lanes.
আসতেছে
If you're all at
টার্টেলের
the side lanes, we're going
টাওয়ার
for
যদি
mid.
দেখি তাহলে
If
কিন্তু
you're
ওই যে লর্ড
everywhere,
চলে আসে
we'll be
9
nowhere.
মিনিটের লর্ড এই লর্ড যদি না নিতে পারে
That's
তাহলে
the mindset.
That's the
mindset.
The mindset. If they don't
Bad
know what we're
situation.
doing,
দাঁড়ায় যাবে
just
ওদের
don't
জন্য
know what we're doing and we're all good.
That's peak XP lane mindset, by the way.
Oh, Xerox.
ও
Xerox
দেখা
still going to be up here.
Xerox
No
এর
one falling
life
just
just
yet, but this is Lord
almost
for the
half
taking for
ছিল
Nightmare Esports.
ভাই
Even with
was
that, unless
amazing
once again the information can come here for Miracle. Yahiko does
Congratulations to
have that
Xerox
purple
এবং
buff.
লর্ডও
Can he
নিয়ে নেবে
actually
সেখানে
steal this
যদি
away?
চুরি
He's
না
taking quite a
করতে
bit of
পারে
damage
সেখান
himself.
থেকে
They force the Tempest
ওরে
to blaze
আলটিমেট
out.
দিয়ে কি
And right
রিট্রিটটা
now he
দিছে
has nowhere to
সেখানে
go unless he can pull something amazing off. But he's forced back too much. And Nightmare Esports plays that so well, keeping 4Merical at bay. Juviana wants this kill on clock. He's
শেষ
looking for it and he grabs it
There
as
goes
he backs
Greenville.
off here. Nightmare Esports.
Green.
The way that Nightmare Esports is splitting these fights apart and zoning out for Miracle is incredible here. The fact that they were able to delay that Lord to make sure that Yahiko wouldn't be able to get a cheeky steal.
Oh.
Their timing is great.
Xerox. Oh, the flicker from Jasmine, able to get the kill, and now Lunatic in trouble as well. It happens so quick. And now Nightmare
Honestly,
Esports
খুবই
pressuring down the
কি
lanes.
দেখা যাক পরের
Yeah,
ম্যাচে
now Yahiko is just
মিড
pushing.
লেনের বটম লাইন
No
দিয়ে
one
ওই
is
দিক
there
দিয়ে
to defend.
গুইনি
And
বেড়ে
it will be
ঢুকতেছে
a very good situation if
মিড
Yahiko
লেনের
can
হচ্ছে
find
যে
a
ওদের
way
কোটা
to make sure that he
তিনটা
can cut
টাওয়ারে
the
ডিস্ট্রয়
minions. If
হয়ে
he can
গেছে এখন
proxy
বাকি
those
যে
minions,
সেকেন্ড লাইনের মধ্যে
then Nightmare
ধরবে
is going to have a
আর
hard
ওই দিক
time
দিয়ে এই
pushing.
জিনিসটা ভালো কাজ
It's pretty
করছে
clear
যে
at this point that
সেখানে
Nightmare Esports really wants the group together.
বলতে
They're
বলতে
sending
মিড
Juliana
লেনের
to deal
সেকেন্ড
with
টাওয়ার
Yahiko, but
ডিস্ট্রয়
the
হয়ে গেছে এখন
mobility of
তারা
the
হচ্ছে
lane
যে
will
ফোকাস তারা টাওয়ারে
definitely
যথেষ্ট
help
ফোকাস
scale
করতেছে
that of the joy.
8-1
The
সিচুয়েশন
problem is
যদি
there's
হয়
not going to be a lot left of the map for
They need to
Miracle
go
to play
back.
with.
1v1 in
বাট
bottom
লেন
side.
ওরে শিট
Big damn
was
from
the
Juviana
damage
now on the
coming
top
from
side. Still gonna be
Joel?
working on it.
Insane.
Clocks the one to
Unstoppable
fall.
goes.
Too easy for Lexi gonna jump in, but will back
Right.
off. They get the turret. Lord just a couple hits away, but this is dire for 4Merical.
তো অবশ্য ঠিকই আছে
Excuse me,
সেখানে
was most of the damage from...
ring
What? That was Juviana's damage.
No, was it the Vengeance?
He
Like,
popped the vent.
Joy's
Yeah, so I
damage
mean,
actually
it could be
unexpected
just
ছিল
the Vengeance damage.
No, I'm
the
pretty
first
sure it
damage.
was just Juviana.
Oh.
That's all it takes at this stage.
oh, Masarap, he will fall into the base. Too easy for Lexi, also taking quite a few hits. Still taking the risk. Jasmine gonna jump in. Tempest of Blades comes through. Cammy will fall. They find a couple kills. Jasmine gonna be the next one. 4Merical
double kill.
will find a couple bodies to put
Perfect.
on the board.
Ooh, that's a bit of a throw there by Nightmare Esports. They did not need to dive that deep, and they lost probably their most important members.
Honestly, now,
Don't
even looking at the items,
mess
4Merical, they're about to hit a point where they don't have to be
Maybe
afraid
like
of
don't
the team
mess
fights.
with
They can
me.
participate.
Perfect
What they have to
match
do
ছিল
is to bait out
সেখানে
a lot of the skills,
ইয়ে
especially
করে
the Zaman
মিড
Force,
লেনে
because if the
পুষতে
Zaman Force
টপ
isn't
লেন
there,
দিয়ে কি আদৌ
then the
যাবে
majority of the damage is
না
going to
সেখান
get
থেকে defeat করে দিছে
significantly lowered. And at that point, they can just kite,
এখন
kite,
অলমোস্ট
kite,
হচ্ছে
kite.
যে গোল্ডের
And then
গোল্ডের
Yahiko can just
এখনো
dive in and
হচ্ছে যে
finish
পুরো
everything
6k এর
off.
মতো
So
ডিফারেন্স আছে
4Merical is at a point where they're in the 6k deficit.
বাট স্টিল
It's not that bad
তাদের
because
জন্য মোটামুটি
they're not
ভালো
really
একটা
losing
4Merical
that much
Esports এর
in
জন্য
farm when
মোটামুটি
it
ভালো
comes
একটা
to the
কামব্যাক
carries.
ছিল
But this is
আর
more than
সেখানে
that
যদি আমরা দেখি তাহলে
2K-ish you were talking about earlier, right?
মার্কসম্যানদের
Quite a
মধ্যে
bit more than that.
Quite a bit more. That's
Okay.
times 3. That's
মার্কসম্যানদের
246.
মধ্যে
Hey.
বেশি ডিফারেন্স নাই 1k এর মতো
Shut up.
ডিফারেন্স কিন্তু
Well, let's ask a different
দেখা
question. Do
যাক
you think 4Merical
equipmented
is
for
itemizing
Fight,
defensively
Berserker
enough? They
Fury,
only have like
Wind
2
Taker.
Athena shield against a team that's mainly doing magical damage.
Hey, here's the thing.
কাছে আমরা হচ্ছে
I have
চলে যাব
a,
কিছুক্ষণের মধ্যে খুব
you know, if I say it and I turn out to
সুন্দরভাবে
be
একটা
wrong, that'd
ম্যাচ
be it.
It's
Okay,
alright.
here's the
It's
thing.
okay, just say it.
If you're losing
তারা
anyways,
বসে আছে জাস্ট
might as well just build
চুপচাপ
more
এরা
damage
বসে আছে যে
because
কোন সময়
you
হচ্ছে যে
won't
আসবে কোন সময়
win
দিয়ে
a
দেবে
fight
কিন্তু
that
এখন
you're
কথা
losing.
হচ্ছে যে
It's
এই
like
লটটা
you're just gonna
যদি
be losing
নেয়
slowly.
কোনোভাবে
So you just have to wait for them to make a mistake, but for
Yeah.
them to make a mistake and for it to look like a mistake, you need enough damage to punish.
নাইটমেয়ার স্পোর্টস
I
তখন এর
personally
জন্য
would
হচ্ছে
say,
যে
yeah, just
ওদের
build
জন্য
more
যথেষ্ট
damage so that
পেইনফুল
when
হতে
they
পারে এই
dive
সিচুয়েশনটা
heavily, you can take advantage of it.
You know, everything you just said, that would fit perfectly well in the tip section when you load into the game.
If you're losing, might as well just go full damage.
A dash LaFell.
That's
And if you're winning, then you need to build defense because you don't want to make a mistake.
That's true.
That
See,
is
I'm smart.
Yeah, that's why you're the analyst on desk.
যাও
Sometimes I
সেখানে
don't
হচ্ছে
feel like it,
কিলের মধ্যে
It's okay, we all
এসে
feel
লড়ে
it.
চলে আসছে মাটি সলের
we
লড়ে
give
ফোকাস
you the
করতেছে
analyst
ওয়ের
energy
আর
you
দ্য
need
ফর
so
মেডিকেল
that you don't
স্পোর্টস
have to.
চলে
But for now,
আসছে
the fight is
সুন্দর করে
starting here.
কিন্তু ওদের ধারে কাছে
Again,
ভিড়ার কোনো
zoning
চান্স
here.
নেই
Lunatic Panic
এই
gonna be in
যাবে
trouble.
ওরে
Pretty much taking care of himself with the
ভাই
vengeance
কি ছিল
there, and
এটা
now they still go for it.
জয় সে
Masaraf
নিজ মাসার
taking the brunt of damage. He will be the next
ডাবল
one to
কিল
fall. It's all
ট্রিপল কিল
chaos
ইয়াহি করে
everywhere.
যাওয়া ধারে
Meanwhile,
যাওয়ার
too
চান্স
easy for
নেই
Lexi, having a very easy time
এখন যদি
with
ফিড
this
দিয়ে আসে
Lord.
তাহলে এমন অবস্থা
Yahiko,
হবে
he's
যে
got
তাদের
nowhere
ডিফেন্স
to
করার
go.
জন্য কেউ
Lord
থাকবে না
secured for
কিন্তু
Nightmare
এরা
Esports,
এমন ভাবে
and the
ফোকাস
hunt
করতেছে
for Yahiko ensues.
Why does he just fight back?
Well, how do you fight about that?
No, I
How do you
mean,
fight?
like, you don't have defense items. You got a lot of damaging items.
That's true.
Use it, you know?
Yeah, you know, I think
That's the auto attack button. Just press it over and over again.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem in that fight wasn't that
Unexpected.
Nightmare Esports just has a 9k goal lead, is that 4Merical Esports doesn't
ঠিক
have
আছে
enough
দেখা
damage.
যাক
Ah,
কি
so losing
হয়
more than 2k is a big
Okay.
deal.
Well, they might not even wait for the Lord to get here. Nightmare Esports focused on the base. They're going to do everything they
এই
can to
ম্যাচ
end
শেষ
it. They're holding on
এখানে
for
ম্যাচ
Miracle.
শেষ
Blazing
ম্যাচ
Duet's
এখানে
gonna come
একটা বার
through.
হিট
No one
মারবেন
falling
ম্যাচ
just yet. Crystal's
এখানেই
gonna
শেষ
be
হয়ে
worked
যাবে
on, and
There
that will
goes
be game number 1
congratulations to
in the hands of
Nightmare
Nightmare
Esports.
Perhaps slightly too
winning
greedy of a
the
draft
match.
here by 4Merical, but a very clean performance
What
here
else?
by our representatives from
Can I
Laos.
say-
Nightmare Esports showing us how it's done, taking full advantage of an early to mid-game composition and ending the game before the late game
ঠিক আছে,
scalers
দেখা যাক,
can
here goes
get on a
is-
line.
Partially our fault. We asked for them to bring out something new.
They did.
Was that not new?
It was pretty new.
It was pretty new, and I would say it looked good
কিছুক্ষণের মধ্যেই হচ্ছে যে আবার চলে
later
যাবে
on.
Yeah.
It had potential, and sometimes
তাদের
that's all you
মধ্যে
need. Potential
জেসন নিয়ে
to be better than great.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to say though. Hopefully they have a good warranty for that new thing they brought out here. But looking at the situation, 4Merical Esports does seem to feel confident enough that they're able to bring like slightly more fun picks they seem more comfortable with into the land of Dawn, but there still does need to be a bit of synergy in the composition, right?
Yeah, there seemed to be, I don't know, when it came to the rotation is the biggest thing that sticks out to me, right? Because, yeah, how was there ways, even in the early game when Jasmine was just where he, like, there's no way he should be there without the information, right, for the most part. So, again, it just seemed like there was kind of some miscommunication with them on how they wanted to rotate with that. It was great to see them, though, bring this kind of team composition out, and even the swap that they did.
Yeah, it looks like Yahiko has a pretty interesting secret second identity here, but we of course have to hand over our MVP title to the side of Nightmare Esports. And guys, get you a hype squad like that. Juviana is our MVP of the game. The joy being able to just dive into the backline with impunity every single time.
I would say the MVP is definitely this Vengeance, man, because you don't see it coming. You're just like, I have a lot of damage. And then Juviana is like, yeah, I know. You will feel it. And they definitely felt it. So I guess it's like, yeah, the mindset of building more damage is good until you see that Vengeance. Then you're like, oh, I am painful.
Yeah, so it's basically a situation where it's like the negative version of feeling yourself.
Yeah, it's like, do I have enough damage? And it's like, good news, yeah, I do. But now I'm dead. Yeah, but now I'm dead.
But now I'm dead.
It's almost like a backhanded compliment. It's like, hey, you got a good damage. Now go to bed.
It's an Uno reverse card.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But Juviana, I think his positioning was great here. Obviously, 4Merical didn't really have any heroes that could actually punish it. Like all the usual hard CC heroes like the Franco, the Kaja, for some reason just led through the draft entirely. So he could just jump into the backline, and we already mentioned the Ling, the Claw, the Valentina all don't really threaten him enough in total. But let's just jump into the highlights here, brought to you by Grab Unlimited, to talk about, once again, what happened during that game.
In this game, in the early stages of the game, it's definitely a mistake when it comes to the prioritization of what we should do. Because when you're at a deficit and your draft is not really built to fight for these neutral objectives, you really should just be looking for something else. In the mid game, we can definitely see 4Merical understanding it's like, okay, don't fight. Let's just go to the side lanes, try to get some kind of farm, try to get some kind of push going. The idea was there. But then it comes to the point where Juviana as the MVP for this game is kind of like shutting down their win conditions, the Claude as well as the Ling. If your win condition is not allowed to deal out damage freely, then that's a big no-no. That's a big oof.
Yeah, it's a big oof situation in total, but the thing is, yes, they were able to finally figure out that, oh, maybe we need to do some split pushing in this game, but when you draft a comp like this, shouldn't you start the game with that mindset? Like, do you think it would change if they just did that from the very beginning?
I think the mindset even that LaFell talked about, you know, early on is kind of what you wanted to have before Miracle. But again, when you have this draft, where do you put all the gold? You know, and then it comes into a point where even if we are able to get a good start, then can we transition from where it should be, you know, the Ling popping off, getting these kills, getting the scaling, and then eventually transition to Lunatic Panda, right, to shine on that Claude, but it just never happened for them.
I would say the Guinevere pick, this is one of the reasons why I said it's a very good pick. It is a very good pick, but it really depends on how you finish off the draft, because if it doesn't really have that synergy, it's not going to be looking pretty good. It's not one of those heroes that it's strong in a vacuum, but even on a broom.
I'm following you, man.
I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop there.
I'm following you.
Yeah. Okay, but you understand what I'm saying, right? Because Guinevere by herself is good, but as we watch anime, friends are important. If you don't have friends, there's no one to tangle with.
And it also helps if those friends are rich friends.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have money, you gotta have items, you gotta have damage.
Exactly. You're smart.
The power of friendship, basically.
Exactly.
Also money.
Wakatayo.
All right. Yahiko.
Watashi wa no Rafael desu. 50-minute game, I would say, looking at the items, 4Merical was there. They were 100% there. But again, we have to talk about this Vengeance. It was the reason why their HP, it looked like it was a magic act. First, my HP is here, and then it's gone.
We did talk about...
Sayonara.
We did talk about Nightmare having a lot of magic damage. So it is kind of a magic performance happening where they make your health disappear.
Wow.
Amazing.
What I'm wondering, though, is, in a world where maybe you can say Yahigo was doing the best he could on a Ling given the situation, because we have seen games before, right, where Ling is down, whoever's playing him. But they do that split push, that kind of idea that he had. It's just unfortunate, like you were talking about with the joy and the vengeance and everything.
I'm pretty sure he did not see that coming.
Yeah. But eventually, that could have put enough pressure against Nightmare Esports to kind of split them up, right? And I think that was the game plan. Again, it snowballed too fast out of control for them. And even when you started to get a little gold, like you mentioned, LaFell, you realize, you're hurting yourself more than you're helping the team.
Yes.
It's not even just the vengeance, right? You see the double blade armor on Too Easy for Lexi and Jasmine, so just completely honing in on that point. You have the Claude, you have the Ling. It not only counters their late game build, it makes them hurt themselves. So Nightmare Esports were able to really control this game overall. And as we can see, Juviana, there's a reason he's the MVP. He's the rich guy. He is the carry. Masaraf tried to take as much damage as possible for his team, but it still wasn't enough because there's no real front line once Nightmare Esports dives into their ranks.
I would say for Miracle, for the next game, really think about the first 3 picks because there was not a lot of synergy there. And again, just the vengeance was enough to really deal with it. And like you said, even the blade armors as well. So I really feel like, think about the first 3 heroes and how they synergize with each other rather than trying to get the S tier picks first. Because it really doesn't help your team out when you have amazing picks, but they don't like each other.
Yeah, I would assume that's how real life is.
Exactly.
But
that's why I'm the desk with you. That's why you have. Oh wait, no. Yeah.
We are here now.
We are here now.
here.
Yeah.
And
I didn't like you when you were teaching me.
All right.
You're mean.
That I can let that pass.
I thought you were a building.
Now we're both building.
So you were being taught by a building.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Were you studying architecture?
I will soon.
Okay, well, let's hope that LaFell's studies go well. For now, we're going into game number 2 very soon. As of right now, 4Merical Esports, we already mentioned this before the game started. There are no stakes for them here. This is just a chance for them to show off their potential.
No. I would say this is their moment to shine. When you're thinking about, oh, no stakes and everything like that, you'll just get hungry. Don't think about it that way. Just think of this as your opportunity for you to show the world that in the future, you'll be scared of us, not me, them, us.
This frame looks like a recruitment poster.
Why did you cut me off? Where did my train of thought go?
I think it went to a different station.
Dude!
LaFell, welcome back to the desk.
Nice to be back.
Now you got game 1 under your belt. You promoted here with us.
Who said I'm wearing a belt?
That's true.
Who says you're wearing pants?
Let's look at the players. I heard their cams is coming up, and here they are.
Their cams are indeed coming up.
Don't call me out like that, man.
I'm sorry.
It's cold.
You need some pants? I got some here.
Oh, well, I'm not going to wear
But then
yours.
I won't have pants.
Talking points?
Okay, let's talk about what needs to change going into game number 2 here. So, it's pretty clear that having multiple late game heroes with a pickup hero like Guinevere isn't going to work out. LaFell, you already mentioned there needs to be a little bit more synergy in terms of the first couple of picks. And we've already seen some of the heroes that 4Merical is capable of playing. In their position, what is the approach for the draft?
Go more damage.
More damage?
No?
But what if they pick Vengeance again?
Okay. Let's look at it this way, right? Because like I said, the first 3 picks. Now, you got to make sure your draft, you have enough crowd control, you have enough early game, and you have enough late game. And then once you have all of that, you got to start looking into the future. Can we win the turtle fights? Can we not win the turtle fights? Can we win the lane? Can we not win the lane? And then once you ask all those questions,
then what?
If you have an answer, great. And if you don't, try your best.
That's still a game plan.
Exactly. But here's the thing. I kind of feel like the mid and roam is going to be so important. So build your draft around that. I legitimately feel that way because in the game just now, their rotation is able to keep up, but they don't have the firepower to keep up. So it's like they can match the macro speed. They just need to pick heroes that is easier to execute micro-wise. Because even before the game started, I was like, good luck for the Guinevere to catch anyone.
Yeah.
Did she catch anyone?
You did have two very speedy Leonin heroes in both side lanes. Literally, when they ganked the Joy and they ganked the Harif, it felt like I was watching a repeat of what happened. So, I do agree, but what if they went in a separate direction, right? We've seen a lot of success from various teams in like the double support meta, right? You pair Fermis with like the Angela or the Rafaela, and you just have so much extra health. Could that be viable?
Angela, as a roamer, still has a 100% win rate.
Really?
But as a mid laner, only 20% win rate.
Ooh.
Is that confirmed?
Yeah, so Moonson really knows how to balance heroes. They did say they don't want Angela as the mid anymore. Maybe you should listen to them.
I think like
Moonson knows what they're doing.
yeah, there's still some teams that would actually, I feel like, place her there if they wanted to. But yeah,
20%.
20%. So there's
20%.
20% of teams that would probably do that.
Second
Hey,
match
you know
of
what? Yeah.
20% is more than 0.
You're not wrong, but
Nightmare
you're not correct.
Esports.
Yeah, I'm often
Versus-
told that. But
I'm
going on
sorry.
into
It must be a very tough childhood.
yeah, it's
4Merical
okay, man.
Esports.
It's
Obviously,
understandable.
this will be
But either way, moving on
Red
into
one
the
that
game
has a
right
key
now,
hole.
there are
Red.
various strategies that could be possible for these teams. It's just that synergy, right? You gotta be able to figure out what the game plan is. Like Lefel said, you gotta be able to
Let's
look into
see
that
what
future. You gotta
happens
be
in
able
the
to figure
late
out
game.
what is going to happen in that land of Dawn.
While we wait for the draft to
Okay.
pop up here, let's contemplate a little bit
Yes.
about the future.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, this is M5 now. What do you guys think about M6? Would it finally be
Ooh.
outside of
Alright.
the C region?
That's very future.
Do you think there's a possibility for that?
If you're asking me.
I am asking you. I'm looking you directly in the
fine,
eye.
sure. Do I have nice eyes, though?
You do.
All right, thank you. Then I will answer yes.
Okay.
The opportunity is there. Let the world know. Mobile Legends Bang Bang is not just for Southeast Asia. We are for the world. World
Q50
Championship. You know what that means?
is in
We're going into draft.
Drafting
The
phase.
drafting
That
phase
has
became a number 2 between
Here's the
4Merical
drafting
Esports
phase.
and Nightmare
Ready.
Esports. Right now,
Woohoo.
4Merical Esports won a game down in their final match of the wild card. We
Guinevere
already see a
banned
couple
from
of
the
bans
side of
come out, and it does
4Merical
look like
Esports,
teams have switched
and
sides
Fanny
here
banned
in
from
terms of the drafting.
Nightmare
So we'll see how this might affect things.
Esports.
Nice. Have you been to Europe?
I have, yeah.
Would it be a good place to have a World Series there?
1-1 ban হয়ে গেছে
Just a yes.
পক্ষ থেকে
Do I have nice
and
eyes?
You have very nice eyes.
Then it's a yes.
Then it's a yes. M6, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I've never been to Europe.
Wouldn't you love to go to Europe?
I would love to go to
Again,
Europe
keep
without
ban হবে।
paying.
ঠিক আছে I
And
guess
that's
এটা
what the
হ্যাঁ
World Series is for.
নাইটমেয়ার
That-
স্পোর্টস এর পক্ষ থেকে
Traveling-
ব্যানিং সেকশন
Without paying.
Okay.
That's what it
Okay.
means to be a caster.
That's what all of this is about. Is that why you became a caster?
Oh
One
yeah,
winner
like
ultimate
because
actually.
because of the wild
You're
card,
annoying.
Yeah.
I didn't have to pay
No
to come here.
comments on that.
Don't you live in Malaysia?
Actually, I didn't have to pay to come here
Yeah,
either.
don't you both live in Malaysia?
We don't have to talk about those details.
Why are you talking about things that are relevant, man? Let's talk about the draft. Nice.
Well, you're the analyst.
Oh yeah, that's right. All right, so let's look at the draft. Guinevere banned, as well as the 1-1. And now Nightmare, they're like, okay, we know they love damage. Who else loves damage? Assassins. They got assassins, but there's one assassin, right? It's
So
Mr.
Nolan
That's
ban
gonna be
gets it
pretty
from the
good.
side of Nightmare
Which is the Hellcurt.
Esports.
But I have
Hellcurt.
I have not seen the Hellcurt. But that would be a good pick, no?
Third ban Bruno's
Right?
Bruno যাইতে পারে
Roy?
Roy? Why are we going?
Maybe.
Roy?
You're
Let's
right,
just
mate. That would be
Matilda ban.
an amazing pick.
I
Okay.
need to try this
If it
Matilda
happens,
যে এত ban
It happens.
যাচ্ছে
It happens.
But like, the thing is, yes, Hellcurt would be pretty effective.
Address the fan, please.
Whoa.
Oh, we got DJY in the crowd once again.
What did it say?
It said BCE.
Big clock energy.
Yeah, but all we got is a clock.
Hey, you know what? I love clocks. They tell the time.
That's
They
right.
do tell the
I
time.
usually wear two, but
I know
Maybe
you
someone
wear
else that
it.
wears two.
starts.
hey, shout out to Leo. Happy birthday.
It's his birthday, yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
So the Laoshin comeback.
জয় ব্যান
Laos
এখনো ব্রুনো
apparently
পিক
has
করা
yet
হয়নি
to
then they can
have an M
just
series
pick Bruno
representative all the way
ভ্যালেন্টিনা
since
পিক করে
N1.
নিয়েছে হচ্ছে যে জেরক্স
Nightmare
ব্রুনো
Esports doing pretty well in
যেহেতু
the wild
দুইটা
card
পক্ষ
so
থেকে
far. Is there a chance that they
ব্যান
could become
পড়ে
the
নাই তো
second
এখন
team
না জানি
ever
ওরা
to
আবার ব্রুনো
represent the
করে বসে
region
থাকে
on the M series stage?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Again,
just straight up.
Now moving on, Valentina first pick. It's really good. I like Valentina. It really sets up. It's like looking your opponents in the eyes. Do you really want to pick those heroes? Because
Yo.
Why are we
we
doing
can
this?
have that heroes too. You want the Faramis? We got the Faramis. You want the Hellkurt? Tremble. Oh, yeah.
Have you ever considered a career in like narrating movie trailers?
You know, I was just wondering, like, have I inspired you, LaFell?
Oh, yes. You are my teacher.
There's something
That is
about this
true.
desk, and now these voices that you're bringing out.
It's all in my head.
All right. Well, there it is. Bruno Faramis for Nightmare Esports.
Dude, that.
There
That's
is
like
Bruno and
one of the
Faramis,
best
and if Bruno
openers
and
we can
Faramis
see.
এর combo যে কি পরিমাণ
like,
You
প্যারা
don't
দিবে
even have to
তাদের,
pick
they
any other
have
heroes.
literally
That's how good it is.
The thing is, you're picking the Netherrealm into
No idea.
Valentina
Dish
again.
Posh, doesn't matter.
Like, that's what happened in game 1. It actually did work for Nightmare Esports somehow, so...
Hey. Well,
Yeah.
LaFell did
Always
point out, you know, the 3 first picks, by the way.
Best casters.
And what is that stream first? Okay, Valentina and Arlet.
Okay.
Arlet is great.
Good job.
Now
And
they have
সেখানে
an idea.
Brody and Arlot pick.
Pressure to lane.
Fight back.
Okay.
Just be like, this is my, like, just, I like damage. All right, let me just say that.
I like damage too.
We do all like damage. We like
And
dishing
অপর
damage,
পক্ষ
but I
থেকে
don't think we
Terizla
like
pick
taking
করে
damage,
নিছে।
right? So that's one thing they'll have to consider.
Unless you're a Terizla. Terizla likes taking damage.
Because he
also
has the
fair.
body of Smith, the BOS.
The BOS?
Yeah, I learned
he
that
got
from the
big
birthday
boss
boy.
energy?
No,
No,
BOS.
that's BS.
Yeah.
What?
Letters, I'm
Boss
sorry.
does not start with O.
I didn't
sorry.
finish my alphabet.
I'm throwing letters out there at
What
you.
were you teaching here?
Well, you know,
Incorrect.
when I started teaching LaFell, we started on the very basic, like, you know, the letter magnets that stick to your fridge?
Yeah?
That's what I gave him when I first started teaching him.
What was
but
his first word?
M.
Okay.
M1.
Akai ban.
It's a great word.
Parents don't know
Best
I'm
word in the world.
My parents don't know I'm here. Let me translate in Chinese.
It's right above it, sir.
Oh, it's the same?
It's the same thing.
Oh.
But you already knew
Fredwin
that.
ban.
I was
Okay.
pretending like I
Again,
didn't
Fredwin ban.
Yeah, leave it to LaFell, you know. He just wants to make everyone else feel better for not knowing Chinese. But going on,
Mandarin. At least I assume it's Mandarin. It could be Cantonese.
it is Mandarin. You're
It's
actually
Mandarin?
correct.
All right.
You're more correct than me.
Hey.
I don't know what that says about me,
গত
but it
ম্যাচের ban
talks
section
really
এর
good
মতোই
about
ছিল।
you. Right now, though, going into the game, we
Last-এর
have
ban-গুলা
NetherRealm, we
কি
have
হতে
the
পারে?
penalty
Mage ban
zone on the
যাবে?
side of Nightmare Esports. They're banning Akai, Minotaur, good AoE counter engages. So it does look like the draft is being approached very smartly once again by our Laos representatives. What about for 4Merical? What do you think about their draft?
I think it's okay.
You think it's okay?
These first 3 picks from 4Merical,
What?
I feel like this might not be up that friendship route you were going.
Not the friendship route. Why
No,
is
no,
that?
no.
Really?
Can you walk me through it?
Kind of weird.
For Miracle?
Yeah.
All right.
Pure
Imagine a world
tanky.
where
Ban সবকিছু।
Valentina goes in.
দেখা যাক এটার মধ্যে কি হয়।
Terrifies absolutely everyone. Yeah. Arlet dashes in with the vengeance. And it's whip them all together.
Okay.
What does Brody does?
He comes to cinemas near you. Just fall.
What does Brody do?
Wow, Martisan. মার্টিসের মতো গত ম্যাচের মার্টিস ভেরি ভালো ছিল।
You not see the synergy?
Why did you have to say
Hobbies
does?
নিলে
It
প্যারাটা
was
খাওয়া
so
লাগবে।
perfect until the does.
Look, you didn't teach me English, man.
Oh,
I'm a local caster.
I gotta bring you back to school, man.
Ladies
I'm
and
sorry.
gentlemen, this cast is gone. There's no cast anymore. Just enjoy the game. But going on, for Restream Esports, they do close out with the Kufra and the Martis. So right now we're seeing a lot of crowd control. Do you think that's going to be enough?
Yeah.
Hey,
All right.
That's good.
Yeah. I
আমি কি
based on my
কাস্টিং
experience,
করবো?
I don't
আমার
need to
মনে
give an
চাইতেছে আমি
explanation.
হচ্ছে যে
Let the game speak
M5
for
এর
itself, and
কাস্টারদের
now
বসে
the
বসে শুনি।
Dyrov. I think it's good. Wait, Dyrov?
Yeah.
Oh, Dyrov Jungle.
Dyrov Jungle.
Right,
Okay.
right.
We don't get to see that very often. Very good. You know, there's a lot of bulky heroes on the side of 4Merical Esports, so if you're able to break through that armor, it sets up very well. And combo is really good with the Bruno as well, so I do think that Nightmare Esports once again has a very smart draft. Like, do you think 4Merical can even this out, Naisu?
I think given the draft, they have some good picks, but I think even regardless, like if we just look at their previous games, even if you give them the S tier picks, as LaFell said it earlier, it's the execution part, right? I mean, the rotation, they have to be able to lock down early on and just allow themselves for their lineup to shine here, right? They have great tools. They have so much CC available to them too. Arlot alone, you have the Kufra, your Martis should be able to go toe and toe in the
clock energy.
I love it.
What
I
is
love
that
the clock energy.
We love it too.
In Malaysia, we want to be on time. Clocks are amazing.
Team
Clocks
name?
are great.
That is true.
And this
Hopefully.
game
All
could be
the
great.
best.
Oh.
You're great.
4Merical
Than
Esports
great.
এই ম্যাচ যদি somehow
Man,
জিতে
why am I
যায়
even here?
somehow
Going on
যদি এই
into the
ম্যাচ জিতে
game,
তাহলে হচ্ছে
we
যে
got the Land of Dawn approaching very soon.
Still there
Let's
is a
see if
chance.
Clock can buy the time
কিন্তু যদি
necessary
এই
for
ম্যাচ না
4Merical
জিতে
Esports to bring this out and perhaps extend their time
Will
here
be
in
a
the M5
painful
wildcard
situation.
up against Nightmare Esports. Make sure you guys drop in the comments which of these teams you think is going to come out on top. Right before we jump in, LaFell, final
ম্যাচ
thoughts.
শুরু
My
হতে
final
আর
thoughts is I want to
কতক্ষণই
see
বা বাকি
both the
আছে
Arlet as well as the Valentino
Then
working good
out
together.
of
Because like I
Derry?
said, they give opportunities. They give the setup. But
Alright.
we all know from experience, we have friends where we give them the opportunities, but they don't deliver.
They don't take it.
Nakama energy is going to be important.
The what energy?
Nakama energy.
Nakama. It
Okay,
means
I'm not familiar.
Ooh.
it means buddies, friends, family. Actually,
now
that's
the time
Ohana.
for
But you get
everyone
the
is
idea.
That's a
getting
different
ready
Really?
Yes, it is.
Oh no, no wonder they were confused that one day.
Yeah, you were throwing me off too.
LaFell is just so multilingual that he doesn't even
You
realize.
know too many languages.
I know all of them.
picking
All
them.
of them.
All of them. Look at this. Look at the people here playing
But-
Mobile Legends. This is Malaysia.
Oh, I thought.
This is the language of the people.
Ooh.
Yes.
Wow.
We talk with emotes and recalls. Morse code.
এটা গেমও
Do we talk in Morse code?
ওরা গেম ইন্টারেশন খেলতেছে
I get you.
I understood the message. You're
Yeah.
saying that's how talented you guys are here in Malaysia. Like they're playing in the audience while watching.
You can be a
What?
translator. How did I? And then you get all of that.
Well, you know,
cute
I learned it.
I
from-
studied Morse code.
It's very good at compressing messages.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I should try that more often.
I thought you knew Morse code.
I do.
You said you know all the languages.
I do. Let me show you sign language.
Okay. Acknowledged.
That was a very respectful
Here's
sign
actual
language.
sign language.
You know, this one time,
Yeah.
I was at an event. I feel bad. The person wanted to take a picture with me, and I was
Okay.
like, I didn't know he wanted to take a picture. I was like, what do you want? What do you want? It's like, you know, saying hi and everything, and then he just did
You
things
actually
with-
said to him, "What do you want?"
Yeah, no, he's like, he's touching me and everything. He's like, okay, yeah. What do you want? You want to say hello? You want me to sign something and everything? And I saw his
Okay.
shirt.
Huh?
And then I
expected
saw his shirt.
And then what does shirt say?
ম্যাচ
It's
হবে
basically he's in an association that, you know, can't talk.
Okay. Okay.
Oh.
All right.
ম্যাচ
And I
শুরু হয়ে
felt
যাবে
bad. And then
কিছুক্ষণের
he just did this, and I'm like,
Taking
oh,
the match.
picture. And I
Just
took a picture.
All right. What's the moral of the story here?
Moral of the story is, look at people's shirt before engaging. Their shirt could say a lot. Like this one shirt I saw, it says, I'm with dummy.
Was he standing next to you?
Hey, hey, I take offense to that.
I'm sorry.
I'm not a dummy. I'm a mommy. Wait, no. I can't think of a cooler
There goes
word.
now
It's fine.
Nightmare
You-
Esports
you went with
team.
it.
Mommy.
I'm sunny.
You have to stick with it.
I have to what?
4Merical
stick with it. You
Esports
went
এর
with it,
এই
you
ম্যাচটাতে
stick with it.
কনফিডেন্স আছে
I'm an Esmeralda.
Nah, man, you're just funny. That's a simple one,
Hey,
eh?
hey, give me a high five.
Hey, there we go. I got
Hey.
your back.
I knew all the languages, but I just don't know all the words.
Technically not wrong.
Right? I know how to count. There's 3 minutes left into the game.
It does look like we're running into a spot of technical difficulty here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for being patient with us. We'll be right back in the Land of Son soon. Land of Son, yeah, you messed that up.
No, okay.
I did say that wrong.
My mom always said, troubles.
Why do you always go lower octave?
Hey, my mom once said.
My
Went
mom.
lower.
My mom once said, troubles are opportunity for greatness. And this provides us time.
Two.
Isn't it great to be better?
It is.
It is.
See, so Staffa's got to join us.
Staffa,
Staffa.
lower your voice. Do it for your parents.
My parents have nothing to do with this.
Oh,
okay.
There you go. There you go.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
That is a fist bump. Yuzong would be proud.
That's actually how Yuzong sounds like.
He does.
Yeah, in the new
Like
video.
Dragon form.
Yeah.
You could become like, imagine if they did like a LaFell skin for Yuzong and you voiced it.
Roar.
Well, let's get it.
Well, we get back into the land of Son here
Land of
for
Dawn.
game number 2 between 4Merical Esports and a Nightmare Esports on the blue and red side, respectively. It does look like a good amount of views happening in the mid
Is
lane
in
already.
already.
For the
It
side
connect a
of
hit full,
Xerax
but
especially. Hiko,
there,
he's coming
look at
in.
this.
All right, Jasmine.
Okay.
Could be in trouble here. He's only level 1.
Gosh.
Yahiko on the
It was
board again.
unexpected.
First blood for
It wasn't
Miracle.
expected,
What did I say
but
about
it was
friendship?
great.
Does that not show the sign of friendship?
Oh, clock. Gonna find too easy for Lexi. I guess they're not gonna commit to it further,
Great
so
job,
they back
great
off, as you
job.
were saying, the friendship.
When a friend is a friend is in need.
Yes.
Is a friend indeed. I never understand that.
To be honest, now that you say it, I don't really get it either.
I don't get why do you say that?
Why do your friends have to be in need, you know? Oh, hold on.
Whoa.
Well, that's why.
Second
Too easy
kill
for Lexi, just
for him.
decimated. Into the jungle he goes. Right
Yeah,
now, this is a
boy,
great
going
start
to
for
make a good
Yahiko
one.
here for 4Merical.
A very
we should
strong
really-
opening here, and that's exactly what 4Merical Esports is going to be looking for
And
in
there
the
is
next
the
few
turtle
moments.
is
I do
here.
notice
Turtle is
Yahiko is in
only
the
after
jungle
Martis is
again.
late.
This time he's not on
but
like
না
one of
Martis
those
চলে
assassin
আসছে
heroes. Is
and
this just a
Teresa
complete
এবং
role
I
swap for
guess
4Merical?
আলোটের
No,
মধ্যে যথেষ্ট
see,
পেন
if
হচ্ছে
the
এখন
opponent has
যদি
prepared
টার্টল
for
না
something
যায়
else, just make it
ওরে
something
ওকে
different. This is the
Walk
idea,
চলে
this is the
গেছে
mindset, and having a 2-kill lead on the Martis, that's an amazing start. And like I said, damage is great.
We'll see if they can actually commit
Whoa.
to it further. Still going to be going. Turtle's still going to be held there for now.
Damn.
Waiting for a couple more level 4s being available. For Miracle, they want to be careful how they approach this right now. Nightmare Esports going to go ahead and take control of the turtle. Jasmine
Direct,
gonna take the
direct.
brunt of damage.
Whoa.
She will go down.
This was
Hybrid
good.
able to get that
This
kill.
was
Still going to be
really
working
good.
for it.
But
And they get the
unfortunately,
turtle.
they
Too
got the
easy for
turtle.
Lexi.
This is
Death
another
going to come down
আরেকটা
as
kill
well.
আরেকটা
Jack
kill
is
বাট
there.
সেখানে হচ্ছে যে
Clock
wow
in trouble. He will fall. And still battling it out here. Too easy for Lexi.
আরেকটা
Just
hit
in the
লাগবে
rush.
শেষ
Hybrid going to jump in.
No.
But Jack, with that body of Smith, will be just fine.
That was a very long fight, almost lasted 2 seasons here, but it did conclude in the end with a pretty nice bow at the end. We could see that after all of that, Nightmare Esports still does have the superior control over objectives like the Turtle Pit, thanks to that anti-armor from Alexi. But 4Merical Esports does seem to be setting up some pretty good fights.
I just like that Nightmare Esports, they already understand what they're willing to sacrifice. Because at that point, they only sent Jasmine to just zone everyone away. And they completely understand there was a high chance that he could die. And they are okay with that. And I like that they
3-1
understand that
situation.
Mobile Legends is a game of trading.
বেশ ছিল
We will trade one for more.
So they were sending
Yeah.
Jasmine in as a peace offering.
Exactly.
Not a bad idea, you know.
And then
Sometimes
this-
you need friends,
our
sometimes you need to
lunatic
sacrifice
hunter
your
and
friends. For
everyone
now,
here
though,
দেখা
Clark
যায়
setting up the ambush.
okay
Going to go in. He
Whoa.
has to kind of back off from this, though. There's too much that could happen here, and they do
This was
disengage for now.
unexpected.
Yeah, I kind of feel like looking at the rotation coming in
Listen,
from 4Merical
the kill,
Esports, they were ready to actually
lunatic panda
re-engage
wow but
on
এটা
that
হচ্ছে
goalie.
হিট
But
করেনি
for some
This is
reason,
kind of
it looks
pretty
like
bad at
Xerox
mid lane
kind of had a
3-2
change of
situation
pace. It's like,
যাচ্ছে
yeah, we can't win that, so let's not do that.
Well, I mean, it's not a bad idea, but that would have been if it was in game 1, for example. In this case, 4Merical Esports actually has a comp that wants to put a good amount of pressure on Nightmare Esports. Of course, it's not as if Nightmare doesn't have a good early game. In fact, with the Durov and the Bruno, they still have to be quite respectful, but they do have the tools now What needs to change in terms of their engagement?
I would say what needs to change is their positioning before a fight starts. Because,
And
for
there is
example, the
turtle.
turtle is going to be up
চলে
right
এসেছে
now.
turtle,
And they need to
turtle-এর
be in a
মধ্যে কি
position
হবে
that they
সেটা
can kill someone.
Clock
ওকে
gonna find the
এরা
target
ধরনের
in.
ব্যবহার
Big
কিন্তু
bouncing clock gonna keep them at bay. And there you go, all set up for the turtle.
Yeah, right now, Nightmare Esports, they got a lot out of that last engagement.
Oh!
Jasmine can go
Oh
in
my
with
gosh,
Red Dragon,
aces.
finding Xerox, they take him
GG.
down. Now the penalty
Penalty
double from Jack
zone
to follow
and-
up. Yahiko will be in trouble, turtle
GG.
there. It's gonna be secured by Too Easy
GG,
for
whoa.
Lexi, and they
And the
grab
double
another kill on top of it.
Ooh, that was
That is
just a complete steamrolling by Nightmare Esports. A beautiful setup by Jasmine. He's sick of being the peace offering. He wants to be the initiator. Finds a Xerox, and then a beautiful 3-man penalty zone. Was positioning the issue there again?
Yeah, definitely. Because here's the thing. 4Merical, if they had a better positioning when they're spread out a little bit, making it more difficult for Jack to make a decision, it might have been a little bit better. And they could sweep everyone together. So 4Merical, they already used a lot on Nightmare.
Yeah.
And then Nightmare is like, well, what do they have left? Nothing? We're going to go in. So I kind of feel like positioning was an issue there, and overcommitting to a non-confirmed kill. That was also another mistake. Perhaps a more mistake when it comes to the experience.
Yeah, you can definitely see that for Miracle. There's a sense of immaturity in the way that they're approaching this, which is kind of weird considering this is a team that's been
Whoa,
together
and
a long
there's a
time.
kill.
Oh, that's rough. Lunatic Panda gonna fall down. Yahiko, once again, trying to get to the safety of the turret. Cammy just waiting there, clock gonna charge up once again. He's gonna just
it's them
get out
that
of
look at
dodge,
this.
leaving
This is
Yahiko
the
to
tower
his own.
decision.
Yahiko gonna try to Mortal Coil out, but he will go down by Jack plus
Bottom lane
the
tower
turret.
destroyed,
And
mid
they're
lane
on the
tower
run from now.
first
For
tower
now.
বাকি আছে just
Cammy once again, Jack just completely
lane
on this
three.
side of the jungle.
Clock took one look at that situation and said, Yahiko, you're on your own.
almost
Like I
ভাবছিলাম
said,
যে
sometimes
মেবি
you gotta help out
উইনটা
your
চলে
friends,
যাবে
sometimes you
সুন্দর
gotta
করে
sacrifice them. That was one of
কিন্তু
the
না।
situations where you're like, nah, fam, nah.
It's on you.
I can see the future. It doesn't look good for two of us. Let it just be bad for one of us.
I can go to hell and back for you, bro, but I didn't sign up for this one.
But not right now.
Not right,
not right
now. Can you take a rain check?
হ্যান্ড
But
এগেন
yeah, I
টার্টল
kind of feel
চলে
like
আসছে
it was the right choice.
টার্টলের মধ্যে
Because it's
ফোকাস
better
করবে
if-
এই টার্টলটা
if
নেওয়া
just one of you
হচ্ছে
died,
যে
then both of
অলমোস্ট
you
গত
died,
দুইটা
but
টার্টেলে
at
নিয়ে
this
নিছে
point,
এই
4Merical,
টার্টেলও হচ্ছে যে হার্ড হয়ে যাবে তার
the
জন্য
draft
নেওয়া
is kind of
এন্ড
built for
সুন্দর
the
করে
early game.
ইয়েপ
Well, Clock is going to
Turtle
decide
টা
to go in once again.
ব্রোনো
Jack
টার্টল
should
সিকিউর
be
করে
fine with
দিতে
the nether
সেখানে
realm.
টিম ফাইট
Jasmine
করে
looking
আদৌ
for
কি
his own
কোনো লাভ
entry.
পায়
Goes in under the
সেও
turret
নিজেও
completely.
নেদারল্যান্ডের
They're
ব্যবহার
gonna have to
করছে
battle it
বাট
out. Ivor's gonna
স্টিল
flicker
সেখান
out.
থেকে
Still gonna be
পিক করে
going.
নেবে
Conceal use as well. Torn apart memory.
যে
Xerox
রিজলা
finally
খুব
falls
সুন্দর
so
করে হচ্ছে যে
will
বাউন্সারের
get
কিলটা
away.
সিকিউর করে
They
দিয়েছেন
get the flicker out.
আরেকটা
Yahiko running, but
হিট আরেকটা
Cammy
হিট
gonna go in and get
Whoa.
the kill under the turret, and they just destroy
Whoa.
4Merical Esports.
অ্যামেজিং
I think it's generally not a good situation when the guy with the football is chasing
Embarrassing
down
here
the
as
destroyer of worlds, you know? Like, this is a bit too much of a
এভাবে
difference
চলতে থাকলে
already. A
পেইন খাওয়া
6k
লাগতে
net
পারে
worth
তাদের
lead for
জন্য
Nightmare Esports when
Really?
4Merical
They're gonna
actually
be
is
able to
supposed to have
handle
a
it.
pretty solid early game comp. What are their chances of coming back into this?
Not good.
Not good, huh?
এই ম্যাচটা
not, you
যদি
know,
উইন করে
not
নেয়
a
তাহলে
loss
হচ্ছে যে
because
এই ম্যাচের পরেই তারা
when I say that is because Cammy in the
পরের
previous
রাউন্ডে
fight
চলে যাবে
did not have
there
a
is a
Berserker
pause
Fury. Now Cammy just got the Berserker Fury. So if
Oh
you thought
boy.
that was a lot of damage, and I thought that was a lot of damage, the Berserker Fury wasn't completed then. So
Yeah.
now it's gonna be worse.
So now it gets to that territory where it hurts a little bit more.
Much more.
Quite a bit
Much
more,
more.
I would think. Having that Berserker's Fury is going to change
Galactically more.
universally more.
Astronomically more. Wait, is
How-
astronomical is it bigger or lower?
I think
Astronomical
universe is
is-
basically as big as it gets, right?
Oh.
Actually, no. I think there's one more level.
Infinity plus one bigger. Wait, what? Stronger. Wait, what? Hurts more.
Infinity plus 2.
Are we just kind of like weighting the amount of damage
Yeah.
in comparison to
Listen,
the
I think we're
universe?
I think we're
Happened there.
overhyping the Berserker Fury. It hurts
I
more
was gonna
damage.
say,
yeah.
I don't know if it'd be universe plus one.
This
Yeah.
is how you play fight in the kindergarten playground. Yeah, you just keep adding
You
more
just-
to infinity.
You just say no. You say whatever they say, but plus one.
Yeah.
It's like you just create the barrier that nullifies all attacks.
I wonder if business negotiations do that.
Go in, business
I
negotiate and try it.
I offer 1 million. 1,000,001.
No, it has to be the +1.
A plus
Yeah,
one.
the +1.
But is it
+1.
+1 or +1 million?
Like imagine
no.
if it worked like that. Like someone outbidded you, and you're like, "What did they offer?" All right, that +1.
Big
But you
backflip?
should automatically win by logic, right?
Isn't that what an auction is, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes they go more than +1.
Yeah, it's
That's true. You know, that doesn't seem very smart. Why don't they go +1?
because they know how tilting it can be.
Yeah, when someone all of a sudden adds 1,000.
You lose by 1, dude.
So they have to make they have to pay more to like save the other person's feelings.
That's the kind of situation where you stop playing Rome and you play EXP
Yeah,
just for that 1v1.
just for the 1v1.
My heart is burning even thinking about that.
And pretend they stole your food, like you said.
Oh, dude, like don't get me there. Don't get me started.
That's
It
how I
sounds
feel about mid.
personal.
Wait, what?
That's how I feel about mid lane.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
When
But
they take your
but
food?
but I only play Gord, so you know.
Hey, you know what? Gord is
Alright.
an amazing hero.
You know, I'm kind of sad that even now we're at this point in the wild card. We haven't seen him. We saw him so much during the regular
You're
seasons of the
right,
MPL around
actually.
the world. But where is he?
we need to talk to the teams.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up? Why you ain't picking Gord?
The lower voice adds to the threat level.
You're gonna have to translate for some of the teams if you're gonna be talking to them like that.
Omaiwa, why you no pick Gord?
Excellent. Perfect.
Throw in the Morse code too. There it is.
Yeah. Okay, back to the game. Even though, we are overselling the Berserker Fury, but it still hurts.
It does.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the only point I remember. Okay, I'm
I
gonna
forgot
look at
that's how
items.
we started.
Let's see here.
Anything
Xerox-
that sticks out?
I kind of feel like Xerox starting off with the Clock of Destiny, it makes it so that you don't have enough damage. Because the reason you build the Clock of Destiny before was to accompany it with Lightning Truncheon. But Lightning Truncheon doesn't work with extra mana anymore. It just splash damage. It's still strong, but you don't need the Clock of Destiny.
Correct.
So if you took
And more
the
than that,
Enchanted Talisman
audience
first,
mode
at least you have
খুব
much
সুন্দরভাবে
more
কি ওরা
cooldown
লাভিয়ে
so that you can
দিতেছে।
spam your Shadow Strike, right?
Yep.
And that matters. That
আমি
matters.
আমাদের
So I kind of
team.
feel like perhaps a little mistake coming in from the itemization coming in from Xerox. See, I'm an analyst.
You are an analyst. I have to apologize. I don't think I was paying that much attention because there was a focus towards the bromance between Uncle and the Nightmare Esports coach happening
Could
on
you
screen.
please focus on your job?
I listen
Yeah, I'm
to
so
you.
sorry about
I
that. You
listen
know,
to you. I agree.
agree?
that's why you're the professional. That's why they promoted you and not me.
You should be a host.
Next thing you know, he's a host.
Yeah, right? I should be demoted to host.
Wow.
That's what Mara,
okay,
Mara is listening to this.
Yeah.
Hey, Mara,
We don't mean it.
love you.
This is actually quite something.
I like that he's playing into the meme.
Yeah.
Oh, we got the hug.
And he's like, okay, maybe not that far.
We got the remote hug though from the long lost brothers from different regions.
Yeah.
Perfect love to
Hey, this is wild.
Oh, Card. Even he's like, wait, what do I do now? Like, what?
Our Marshall looks so confused.
Marshall was like, yeah, I guess we're jumping back in.
He's like, should we? Should we not? Do you want to let that happen
Do
more?
we really want to separate these two again after all this time? Well, we have no choice because we have to jump back into the land of dawn. Nightmare Esports,
And already Lord
7.5k net
Lord
worth
মধ্যে
lead,
এখন
8.5
পারামান্ট
minutes
পারলে
in. The first Lord already secured
Oh.
very easily.
You know what's crazy?
এই
Imagine
যেটা বলতেছিলাম
those two
Bruno
get to go in the
will give
Philippines.
that pain.
because they're the two qualifying teams.
And then here it is.
Lane. All right, they already get the Nether Realm out.
দেখাবে
They're probably just going to get a couple turrets from this. But
There's
yeah,
30,
just
there's
throw that in
10,
the wind there. What if that
10,
happens?
A couple is
15.
more than 0. But in terms of it will happen.
There
You
go.
need that confidence, Naisu.
There it is.
Don't say might.
No, because there's still a lot of
Say
things.
will.
There's still a lot of things that can happen here.
Imagination is free. Keep using it.
All right.
Am I the only one that
মাটি
just saw
চালাতে
hybrid
একটু স্ট্রং
completely
ছিল
with
বাট
the final
রাইট
slash
নাও
for
সে
no
হচ্ছে
reason?
যে উইক
Oh,
হয়েছে
Yeah, he just
Yeah,
used it on
just
literally
getting
nothing in the middle of the lane.
Hey, don't be like
the
that, man.
kidding
I guess he was thrown
the
off by the
recall
romance.
Yeah.
Everyone cannot focus because of that now, but we do still have to focus a little bit because that Lord is pushing up top lane. Nightmare Esports able to already get another 2k net worth
288.
advantage in just a few moments since the Lord
Lord
was
of
taken.
Shortage.
With
Inhibitor
only
tower.
inhibitors standing, I imagine this is going
Inhibitor
to
tower
be a
be
very
gone.
difficult defense
Bruno
for
আছে and
4Merical
Bruno
Esports.
damage
Let's
Bruno
find out
হচ্ছে
whether or not they can do so.
ফোকাস
No,
করে
honestly,
1
it's
0
going to be very
করছে
difficult because
শাটডাউন
look at
এখনো
the wave
খায় নাই
clear. Oh, look at that. This does not look good
Lunatic
for
Panda.
4Merical.
Oh
Jasmine gonna jump
my
in. Flicker
gosh.
there, the response
He's
can't
gone.
find the kick he's looking for, so they're just gonna battle it out
Okay,
here.
no,
They're
no,
going
mega
for
kill.
it. Clock finally gonna
Come on.
fall. Final slash comes
Chase.
through.
Match
Still, the Lord's
is
gonna be up. They
here
have to deal
in
with
the
it,
match.
but they just
But
can't
then
do
that-
it in
that-
time.
whoa.
Still going forward, and Nightmare Esports will sweep the series.
A 2-0 victory for Nightmare Esports means that they are one step
Congratulations to
closer
Nightmare
to
Esports.
entering
They
the top
literally did it,
2 of
and
their group, qualifying into the
all the
next
best.
stage of the M5 wild cards. And of course, once again, GG well played for 4Merical Esports. They have made an impressive performance here on the wild card stage. But our victors definitely deserved that win.
Like I said, they will go to M5.
Yeah.
Don't clip this and put it out of context, all right? It's like us wishing the best for them. We say it until it becomes a reality.
They did
I
that.
want to see more of Nightmare, probably.
I thought you were so sure of yourself, and then at the very end, you threw it
mean,
probably.
I still,
And the wildcard
I just want to see
stage
SMG. Bye.
ম্যাচের মধ্যে
Understandable.
They're later. They're next.
They are coming up next, actually, so you won't have
I'm
to wait too
coming
long.
up next.
হাফ এন আওয়ার
In
পরে
fact,
ম্যাচটা
you're
স্টার্ট
already
করেছে
here.
There you go.
Make sure you guys tune in then. But for now, we're gonna throw it over to Rose up on stage to interview the players from Nightmare
it is.
Esports. Rose, take it away.
And Nightmare Esports take this wins against 4Miracles in a clean sweep of 2-0, which technically means that Nightmare Esports is now the top 2 teams in their grouping. So before anything else, guys, please give them a warm round of applause.
top 2 teams right now.
All right, hi
Wow.
guys. How are you guys doing? Okay, your translator is here. Hello, hi, how are you guys doing?
I feel great that we secured to the top 2 to the playoff, so we can play tomorrow.
All right, so you guys started off your journey and you guys lost your first game, technically your first match in this wild card. And now that you guys are in the top 2, potentially qualifying for M5, which team do you want to meet in the M5 if you guys are going to M5?
Homeboy.
Wow! Oh my goodness. The home crowd loves the answer. Why homeboys?
Maybe we already fight with SMG, the Malaysian representative for the wild card. So maybe why not another one? Yeah.
Do you like Malaysia teams? Do you think the Malaysian teams are strong?
Yeah, they're strong. That's why we lose to SMG.
I see. All right. So, Sosol has been crowned the MVP multiple times during this wild card, right? So, Sosol, what makes you so good? And like, do you think that this is actually really easy for you?
Yes, too easy to pro skill.
Wow. Okay. Why is it easy?
Just been make my space for me.
Oh, because your team makes your space for you.
Yes.
All right, so we have one more match to actually determine who you will be facing in the crossover match, right? Now, do you guys want to meet either Lil Gun or Imperio? Who do you guys want to meet?
Anyone?
Anyone?
Yes.
Oh, they're confident. They're that confident. They don't mind meeting whoever. Okay, so before I send you guys off to rest, what do you want to say to all the fans watching at home?
Okay. ฝากถึงแฟนๆที่ว่าเสียอยู่ทางบ้านกาฝากเสียให้พวกเขาก็จะพยายามให้ได้เต็มที่ขอบใจ
All right, congratulations to Nightmare for securing the top 2 in this seeding. And with that, let us throw it over to the casters to find out what happened in this clean sweep of Best of 3 series. Casters, take it away.
Thank you very much to Rose and of course the players of Nightmare Esports up on stage, and congratulations for a clean victory. Lafel, what do you think about their Nakama power after that interview?
I love that interview, and we see Jasmine being the real friend because he doesn't just give you the world, he gives you space.
Space
That's
is good.
beautiful.
Get it?
Yeah.
Because space,
I'm impressed.
stars,
As
sun,
I have been the whole
moon.
series.
Hello,
Yes.
impressed.
Yeah.
It's nice to meet you, but
You want to go for a break now?
maybe we should. It's about time. But before we go on into the break, we of course have to talk about what happened in an incredible Game 2 performance by Nightmare Esports. Starting things off, we of course have to bring you our MVP, brought to you by
Space
Republic of Gamers. And like you said, Lafel, it's the space giver himself, Jasmine, on the show.
He's romantic, man. I don't just give you the world. I'll give you the sky and the stars.
The space.
But you are my
Space.
world, bro.
+1.
That's Love you, man.
Love you.
What about me?
I mean, let's just move on.
Okay, so, let's talk about Jasmine, right?
He's great.
He is great. The fact that he was able to find those angles is incredible. Even at the beginning, his willingness to just trade his life as a peace offering in order to get that objective, and then somehow getting out with the life intact afterwards, which doesn't seem like a very fair trade, but hey, Jasmine made it happen, as we can see in our highlights brought to you by Grab Unlimited.
He gives you space, the sky and the stars, and he even gives up his own life. What more could you ask for? Look at this. Jasmine gave his life for space. That is nice.
And that's how you do it, right?
Yeah, that's how you do it. Proving love with action.
That is true. You need to prove love with actions instead of words, and no words needed to be exchanged between these players on the land of Dawn there. And honestly, the coordination from Nightmare Esports right from the beginning was amazing. The way they followed up on one another, the way they ganked, the pressure that they put on 4Merical Esports basically didn't allow them to do anything at all the entire time.
I mean, even this. Look
Yeah.
at that call right there
Oh,
to
look at that.
just continue on.
Dude.
That's space.
That is space. And when it comes to communication, nothing more that I love than people just saying, go. Just go. I got you. I got him for you.
I mean, as exaggerated as that sounds, that's actually true, right?
Right?
When you're able to trust your back to a teammate, regardless of the situation, it is such a nice feeling. And just look at this. Jasmine, he messes up, doesn't get the kick he needs. And here comes his team. Soul with that Nether Realm protects him, keeps him alive, and they get that crystal, get that win for Nightmare Esports. What an amazing bromance.
Yeah, again, speaking of bromance, like this is a squad that has been playing together for such a long time. And, you know, we've seen them on the international stage before, so it's not a complete surprise that the synergy is obviously there, and the fact that they can count on each other like we saw, even in those highlights, is, you know, very apparent, and as it should be. Hopefully, again, it can carry them through to get to that main stage goal.
I mean, part of the reason why they can trust each other is because the speed that they're able to move, especially around the river, because the within as a blessing, as well as the agility, making sure that whenever something is happening, you can always trust your friends to be there. I kind of like the fact that the emblems can give you what you need. Do you need more defense? It got you.
Yeah.
You need more spell them in the early game without an item. It got you. You want more movement speed? It got you.
So the emblems are the new friend.
Emblems are your best friend.
Got it.
The BFF.
This is the first time I heard about Nakama power in relation to emblems, but the more
Emblem
you
is
talk
super
about
necessary.
it, the more I feel like I'm being converted, you know, into the emblem Nakama.
Well, think about
Yeah.
how much time you spend with your emblems leveling them up.
Exactly.
That's true.
Right?
Exactly.
You raise them up,
It's
they
it's
got
a
your
long
back.
relationship.
And then they're there for you.
Yeah.
What a beautiful story. But let's conclude that story, right? We've got the cards up on the screen right now. Too Easy for Lexi was the rich guy, highest GPM. So Soul actually having the highest damage dealt, even when he was busy saving his team from overdiving. Yahiko, you gotta give props to this man. This is supposed to be the gold laner for the side of 4Merical, but he seems to be hiding a hidden talent as a jungle player.
I mean, I'm guessing because they switch roles around, perhaps they're still in a phase where they're a little bit unsure of what's the best decision to make as a team.
Right.
So I kind of feel like that does show a little bit of development as well as growing as a team. So yes, we're not going to be seeing them in M5, but this is a good first step, as any first steps is, for them to be better.
Yeah, again, you got to consider the fact that how much XP they gained through these past couple days, right? They were first seen by a majority of people back in their online qualifiers for a different tournament, right? And that's when people started to realize who they were. They come here, they get great game time in, great experience for them, and I think they'll carry on even after this has concluded and learn from all this experience that they have now.
When coal is under pressure,
Yeah.
it becomes diamonds.
And they were under a good amount of pressure here, so I get the feeling that 4Merical Esports from Nepal, while they do have a lot of evolving to do, we've already seen the potential of this team on an international stage. We definitely, while it's true that the performance didn't quite live up to expectations, I think we definitely can have a lot of faith in how this team will develop. But before we throw on into the break, before our next game, once again, M5 is powered by Moonton, presented by Kadia, our global presenting partner, supported by ROG, our official gaming phone, Grab, our official super app partner, and Secret Lab, our official chair partner. Up next, it's going to be Team SMG up against Falcon Esports. Stay tuned. The M5 World Championship isn't going anywhere, and we will be right back. See you guys there.